Morning. Sorry, I had to send all the links out. Since it's a public week, I have to send it out on Twitter as well, so I was making sure I did that correctly. Good morning, Rowdy. Good morning, Jackie, Sherman, Arax, Dan, Brady, Pat, Steve, Isaiah. Good morning to each and every one of you. I'm about to step into a meeting, so I missed the beginning of the stream. Aw, man, you're going to miss the best part. Well, be safe, Rowdy. Have fun at your meeting. Thank you for wishing us luck. What's up, Sand Dollar? Hope you're okay. Hope you still have your leg not broken. What's up, Carefree Panda, June, Carl? What's up, Carl, man? How you doing? Justin DeMoney, Nick, Appy, and Stable. How y'all doing? Trade cautiously today, folks. Lots of volatility today. Justin DeMoney is correct, guys. And that was basically what I was going to warn y'all with today as well. I'm going to say the scary word. I'm going to say Powell. Powell does speak later today. And there is other pieces of news coming out that aren't as important, but still a couple of them are important. We could show them off. But basically today, and yesterday I warned, you can still trade, and there was still great opportunity in a lot of places. But I said trade lighter. Today I'm saying I would prefer you not to trade today. Now, there will be some moves, most likely. But today you probably should just focus on visualizing. Good morning, Clive. Good morning, Leo. Did I miss anybody? Good morning, Chris. First time I'm on this live, someone sent it to you. Damn, nice. All right, well, I appreciate whoever sent it to you. And you, of course, for joining. Good morning, Steven. How you doing? All right, so first thing we do every single morning is and I already deleted yesterday's list just now, but we go over the dollar, bigger time frame, SPY, bigger time frame, what's possible, and then we'll go to the SPY smaller time frame. We'll talk about a game plan, what we're going to look at what we're going to look at today, or what will need to happen for bears or bulls to break out in any kind of distance. And then we'll go through all these tickers and we'll see if we want to add any of them to the watch list. We don't really have to make a watch list today because we shouldn't trade today, but we should still at least make one. So at the end of the day, we can go back, we can check it, we can be like, all right, well, this happened. Just kind of check some boxes. But let's go through this though. So dollar on the bigger time frame. What's up, Chloe? Glad to see you again here, man. But basically, you guys know this one. There's nothing really else to touch up on this. I mean, we're still just bouncing against demand. We're still not through the supply. So we're basically stuck in this few dollar range for the dollar right now. Plus, we're getting a lot of price action from the Chinese yen right now. There's a lot of movement in it. So a lot of different catalysts are moving that currency, which in turn are hitting this one. So it's just not moving as much right now. Plus, it's waiting on its own events like the Fed. Are things going to get tighter? You know, things like that. So definitely keep a watch for if this ever breaks out of either of these two areas here. I know that's a bit of a wide range, but that's what you have to watch for. We're not just watching for a push through it. I'm looking for a push, and I want to see it hold that range, just like we saw here. If we see it drop, I don't want to just see it break. I want to see it come back, and I want to see it retest, and I want to see it fall back again. Then I know that, okay, this is not demand anymore, this is supply, and vice versa for if we break supply. So that's what we're going to be looking at. And remember, guys, we just use this for short-term gauging. This is not something that should affect your trading super, often at all. Anytime this goes up, we're basically the markets are basically applying more pressure for bearish on equities, and vice versa when it goes down. So that's the main reason we use it. It's the only reason it's on my list. And you really shouldn't be using things like that to change how you want to look at your charts or how you want to trade. You have to focus on the couple indications that you have in front of you. So what are the bigger time frame details on SPY? Now that we've covered the dollar, we've looked at everything else. The big thing today is to watch this, and we talked about this yesterday at the end of the stream. And basically, guys, at the beginning and end of every stream, I go over my prep. I go over just kind of the couple scenarios I'm looking out for. There's a lot of levels in between, but there's always the main scenarios. Like right here, or yesterday, we were saying we either get a small green day or we get a small red day. We just kind of have a chill day that doesn't really go too far. We were correct about that. There was a good reason for that because we got a bearish kicker, but we didn't really break any supports. And this is kind of the support we have to look at again today before getting the gap fill. Or sorry, this is the support we have to watch for potential bounces in case we break this support here. So we'll be watching this move here in case it happens. If we're just going to get the bounce from here, then we just need to watch for a hold of this area, 392.60, 393.60. It's about $1 range. So definitely pay attention to that. If this move ever happens, we know that 390 is good. We know that 388 is good. If we end up getting the bounce, we're going to be looking back towards these, not previous day, it'll be 2 day ago lows now. But basically from that other level at 396 to that day's low right there. So we're watching basically for a move out of here or out of here. Anything in between should be gray area, which is why, in my opinion, and we are getting a hair of a higher open. Not really. It's really not that much higher of an open. In my opinion, we're probably just going to get both of these tested. I believe you'll probably even, and if worst case comes to worst, you'll probably see this tested and this get tested. But in my opinion, you'll probably just see us bounce in between here today. So that's kind of my focus for what my opinion is on direction for both bull and for bear. You never want to cover just one side because it's really just screwing yourself, really. But go down to the smaller time frames. You can add the previous day high, which it's basically already marked there by one of our levels, so there's no need to add it. The previous day open is going to be important. The previous day low, which if you just want to add the body, you can. If you want to add the body and the wick, be my guess. It's only a 26-cent difference. Add the previous day close. That's going to be very, very crucial in between. It looks to be it. Our pre-market high and our pre-market low are basically marked already. There's no need to go any deeper on that one. So let's start typing out what we believe is going to be good. So above. All right, now this is where it gets tricky because you got a couple good levels there. I think yesterday we said 397.30. I think I'm going to type it again. So let's just say 397.30s. Bulls have room towards 399, 400. We won't go farther than that. If we do get up to 399 and 400, I will cover more levels. Let's just keep it short. Below 395s, there's room under the previous day close, because remember, that's what I added, the previous day close, towards 394 and previous day lows. Below 392.60s, we can see more blood to 399, 388. Whoa, what the heck? That's not what I wanted to type. 390, 388. There we go. That makes a little more sense. Alright, so we have our game plan on the bigger time frame. On the dollar, SPY, we've broken down the smaller time frame on SPY, just adding some of our simple levels. And again, guys, if you don't understand anything I'm looking at, check out workshop number 11. This is where you can understand where I'm getting my levels from, so you don't think I'm just grabbing them from Narnia or anything like that. But good morning. It looks like I'm behind on a lot of you saying good morning. Good morning to each of you if you joined in here today. I appreciate all of you. I tripped over that like button tripwire again when I entered the room. Good morning, Sandra. Glad to have you in here again. Good morning, Hazy. Good morning, Mel. What's up, Mel? Glad to have you in here again, man. Yeah, it is at a pivot point. It's basically long unless it breaks support. That's kind of my thinking too. And you can see that going to the bigger time frame, viewing it on the smaller. And this is kind of a gray area in my opinion, but basically be short-term bullish as long as this support is holding is kind of my short-term opinion. But I think really today though, a lot of people should just focus on sitting on the sidelines, just kind of wait until everything is done, because it's not like Powell has to come out with anything crazy. He could just come out with some, you know, bland info. Yes, I'm Mustache. The bot is just Mustache bot, but it's me. It's just a way of sending messages. That's really all it is. It's not really a bot. Good morning, For Profit. How you doing, boss? 20-year, or I'm sorry, the 2-year has been a 30-minute big green candle to the upside that puts down pressure on equities when it's over 450. Right now, it's 4. Oh, nice. So there's already some bearish pressure by the dollar and by the 2-year yield. Nice. 2-year bonds. Bueller, any reason why you like to manually draw the pre-market and prior day highs and lows as opposed to letting a study do it for you? And yes, you are true. You are correct. I could add a study and completely not have to touch anything ever. But the big reason I like to do it is because I like to explain it to people. A lot of people still don't understand why I draw it. And newcomers, of course, too. Serious profit, you know, people who've never seen this before. So that's really my main reason. Two, a side reason would be that I kind of like keeping myself in gear. You know, I kind of like adding the WD-40 myself. And I really do believe if you add a study, you know, and it does it for you, that's great. You know, I hope you succeed with it. I'm not bagging that at all. But it's also a little lazy, in my opinion, when you could just throw up these levels very quickly, you know, and it kind of keeps you in good practice. So those are really my only two reasons. There is no real stopping reason of why I don't use it, but those are the two. But if you do use them, again, like I said before, there is no issue with that. You know, I hope that saves people time. You know, I know some people are in situations where it's like, well, I don't have time to do that crap, you know, so I get that. Let's go down to AMD, though. I need to go to the 5-day 5NX. I can't see enough. There we go. Is this even the right chart? I always get confused sometimes when I go to some of these. Yeah, this is the levels. Okay. It's just spaced out a little. Alright, so I'm going to do the wick high on this one, since the wick low is right there. We got the previous day low. Alright, let's start with these first. Previous day close. Previous day open. We got the high. We got the low. Here's the pre-market high. We'll just say 73.90 probably. It looks like their pre-market is, yeah, actually about right here, right where they just fell to. So we'll keep a watch. Just by adding those levels, I can already tell we're going to be watching the previous day open and the pre-market high for breakouts to the upside. For breakouts downside, you have a short-term level here at the PML, but it'd probably be better just to wait for the 72.70. And this is kind of what it looks like on SPY. It's like there's a distance before the break below. It's not like right there. So give it a little bit of room, but that looks like a solid plan for AMD. Excuse me, by the way. Just my voice was going out because of that long stream yesterday. That was a lot of fun, though. Did an almost 5-hour stream with you guys. That was crazy. See, I'm not going to say 71. Probably say 72, and then I'll say 71. Give it a passive level, and then that farther target. Alright, so AMD's done. I think your thing's lagging. Mine says 102 people. But good morning, everybody. Glad to have you in here. Be sure to go back to the beginning of the stream so you can understand what we're looking at first. But we looked at the dollar bigger time frame, SPY bigger time frame. Then we went to the smaller time frame on SPY, and now we're just going through the rest of my tickers like we usually do. Right now we're on Tesla. Fan favorite, I would say. A lot of people love trading Tesla. So we got the previous day high, previous day low. We don't need to add the previous day open because we're literally just adding a level that's 13 cents away from a level we already have. So might as well just abide the outer level. Previous day close, bam, that's a pretty solid level. Tesla looks like it's come back down too. So we'll watch that one. So yeah, we have a couple good levels here to look at. So we could look above the pre-market high level, which if you remember, we didn't just add this level. This level is from the far left of the chart. This is also a level that we used yesterday. We used 182.50s and 183.50s, and that was perfect as they held above it yesterday and rallied. Or that was 2 days ago, sorry. And then the day after, you can see they kind of, that's where we were looking for rejections to the downside. So that was pretty easy for us using the same levels. Didn't have to add anything. But as again, that'll be a good level to look for above. This is a good short-term level below. And these will be a better, more mid-term level to look below. And these as well. Kind of like the same area as this right here. So let's type that out. As you can see, though, I'm just using my levels as a combination to help me gather up a plan. You know, it's all I'm really doing. I use the levels to help the levels. It's like the meme where the stones to destroy the stones. Alright, watch above 183 50s, below 180 80 short term with 178 70s better. Alright, so we got Tesla, AMD. We can check Apple. I don't think I'm going to add it today. Yes, yesterday it did really well. I looked at it this morning. I don't really like the pre-market as much just because it's so rapid and volatile. So I'm probably not going to add to the list, but we can at least have the levels ready. So we can add our previous day low, previous day close. Pre-market high is way up here. PML is basically at the previous day close. The previous day open, not really that far, but let's go ahead and add it anyway. And then I don't normally do this because I don't like to add random levels, but I am going to add an in-between level here because I like this is kind of where we hit support, rejected, and then this is where we broke through and held under. So 143 is going to be a good level even if we don't like the pre-market high and how high up it is. But that'll be a good level as well. So, like I said, don't need to add it to the list, but we'll at least have it ready. NVIDIA dividend day payouts, that's nice. Those are always really boring days. Previous day open, previous day close, previous day low. Basically, we'll just wait for 155, and we can add the previous day high. And then pre-market high is way up here, which is kind of cool that it lines up with this rejection right here. Kind of where this support is. We like broke under, held it, pushed back up, broke through it, rejected it. So that's a pretty good level right there with the pre-market high lining up with it to the cent. So that'll be a good short-term one. It looks like you could play above this level towards this level. If you wanted to wait and just play this level to the next level, would be my guess. But I don't think I'm going to add it to the list. I'm just going to leave it as is. But this is probably one of the better potential ones, like I said, just because it has such a tight range. So if you want to keep watch on NVIDIA, the only reason I'm not adding is because I already have AMD, and I need to quit stacking the same sectors in the same list. Especially like AMD, NVIDIA, Tesla, Amazon, I don't mind. Apple, Microsoft, I don't mind. But yeah. Alright, so let's go into the next one. Previous day low here on Amazon. Wow, very awesome break above level right here. 92.95. Basically just watch 93. Previous day close, no need to add. Previous day open, there's almost no need to add it. And yeah, we'll leave it like that. This is a pretty simple one right here. We'll look above 93 or below 91.44. I'll just type it out. Baba, another gap up. Remember, I told y'all these Chinese charts love to gap up. They love to gap down. So be very careful swing trading any of these when you do. But as you guys can see, even with the potential China weakness, the Baba ticker held its range all day. So very strong hold by them yesterday. And they got the gap up again today. So the question remains, can they hold like they did yesterday? Can they hold like they did 2 days ago? So we'll have to pay attention to that one. I'm not even going to add the levels in that one today. But we already have it ready with some of the bigger time frame levels. And wow, Netflix, another one basically already done for us. We have the 282.50 here. Where's the pre-ML? It's like right here. Which that's a pretty good spot for a pre-market low. So yeah, we can look under. We don't even need to add this level. It's just in between too much. There's no need to add the extra noise. But we can definitely look outside of the 282.50 for short-term pushes towards 285, 284.50s. Below 280, we can look for short-term moves down to this support, but it's probably best to just wait for 278 down to 276. But I like that one. Netflix is almost always a pretty good mover. Short-term moves above 282.50. I'm not even going to say the target because I don't want people thinking, oh, well, we have to sell at that target. Like, no, there's an in-between level here probably. But this would be the main level to look for once this broke. So you could take some profits on your first push, wait for it to try and hold it. If it holds it here, then you can try to take profits towards that level is what I would more mean. So I don't want to confuse people. There we go. Outside range. I haven't typed that before, but that'll still be kind of helpful. Meta, and good morning to everybody. Glad to have you on here. Please be sure to check out the beginning of the stream where we talk about the dollar and the SPY on bigger and smaller time frames. I will go back to them before we start this morning at the normal market open. But round of applause, though, we have JBake and Nerdy Bicep joining in the live stream today. So definitely be ready to welcome them. Let's get 50 likes on today's video. I only aimed for 40 yesterday, and then you guys completely blew my expectations out of the water. But let's try to aim for just like 50 likes today. Nothing super crazy. If you guys go over that, awesome. But let's just aim for something passive. But I appreciate everybody being in here. Thank you guys for joining. But let me know everybody's favorite watches today from the stream that we've gone over so far. And then second, give me a favorite watch that you're looking at personally, or just have some notes on. It's okay if you don't have a huge reason why, but try to give me a reason why. Good morning, Mac. No, the live stream is not free every day. We're just doing a public week. Of course, Steve steps up. Cracks knuckles. Alright, let's finish this before I get way off topic. You guys know how I can get. Previous day open, previous day close. That's a big gray area right there. It's only a 7-cent range, but that's probably the most indecisive piece of information on the chart right there. It's just a gray area. So we have it ready, but I don't think I like how that looks. Coin. Neo gapped up with the China stocks again. Google. I need to still fix that chart on the bigger time frames. Let's add our previous day low here on Microsoft. Meet of the previous day high, since our true high is basically at 243 almost. We'll just leave that. And that also contains our pre-market info, so that's good. And if I add my previous day close here, it kind of reminds me of the, I think it was the Amazon chart. This would just add, or maybe it was Netflix. This would just add more confusion, so I'm just going to delete it and just leave it there. But there is a solid level here that a short-term bounce could come from, but I would prefer you just to wait for one of those lower levels since there's already so many here. But I don't think I'm going to add Microsoft to the list either. They have a lot of really good levels in the area, but it's very kind of tedious, I guess you could say. You know, if it's like, all right, break, because this is a solid break above level right here. I'm not joking. This is a very strong level. Pre-market's contained under it, and it's the meat of the high of yesterday. So 240, 225 is a good short-term level to 243, possibly 243.70s. But as you can see, I say tedious because the levels they feel close. You feel like you're being choked almost. So this is a very accurate chart right here, but overall, I don't think I'm gonna add it to the list. Square, we could maybe do. We've been abusing Square lately in terms of not looking at it. They got a lot of supports right there, don't they? Looks like a break of the 6170s will definitely give them a good little spill. But plus, on the 5-day, 5-minute, it looks like they were kind of stuck in this range, which a lot of stocks have been doing this too, so it's not fair to say just Square's doing it. Oh, and check this out. These sons of guns are still in range. So, check this out. We got one candle, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to count this because it's gapped down and then closed into it, it'd be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 candles inside of one candle. It's just nuts. So that's why I have this highlighted as so on the smaller time, or on the bigger time frames down to the smaller. But isn't that wild? That's just crazy that it even has that many. So and remember, however big the consolidation is, the rally can be or drop. You know, so there could be a really big move coming here for Boeing soon. Yesterday I talked about it and I was kind of short-term bearish, but then I kind of shut myself up because that would be bias, considering we haven't done anything. And if you could say conviction is on both sides right now, like, yeah, we're still rejecting the high, but we're also still holding support, you know, so it's like a 50-50 argument almost. So definitely want to wait to see when this exits that range, but that one's going to be beautiful. We can also just add these levels if you want. We'll add the high of that, and we'll just keep that low there. And I already added the low of this one. So that'll help us out if we want to ever go check out that one. But that's just nuts. That's one of the crazier, bigger time frame charts. Yeah, you're right, Daffy. DE does look a little tired. Like you said, tiredness. So look for a lower open today. That would be a big indication that this is even more tired, because we just have gapped up pretty decent candles. I wouldn't say volume helped, but they have some pretty good sized candles here with no insane gaps or anything. Like open lower, pushed, open lower, or sorry, open way lower, held, and then they got a higher open and fell. So definitely want to look to see when they get a lower open and a break through this support, but it also looks like you have to worry about this candle's low as well. And yeah, we can go over the Qs as well. Oops, wrong chart. So the Qs, so we'll add their previous day high, previous day open, previous day low, previous day close. That one's actually pretty nice too. Instead of, like, you know, just rallying and being up here, you know, it's kind of just stuck inside of range. It's contained. It feels like it's being squeezed. So really good moves can possibly move from the high and the low of that. But real quick though, before I keep talking, let me send this to everybody through the bot real quick so everybody has this information. So I have not done that yet. Alright, that's posted. At least it should be. Yeah, it's posting. One more thing. Sorry guys, I'm posting this real quick. I want to make sure everybody has it. Oh. Alright. All right, you'll have my undivided attention again. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I need to catch. I'm not even gonna try and catch up. Y'all are there's way too many of good mornings. But good morning to each and every one of you. I love you all. Where do I get more info? Just subscribe. Yeah, man, subscribe. Is the BB course still available? Yes, it is. Ford, the recent spike in Ford is why I'm looking at some puts. I didn't even know they spiked. Oh, they're still in the 13s. That's crazy. I don't think I have another. Oh, maybe I do. Yeah, that's a little wild. And kind of just not going back to the far left of the chart. I can already see that. I can already see there's a good level here. Held above it there, broke through it there, and they're kind of stuck around it there. But yeah, very nice because, yeah, you got your kind of base here. They pushed up. They had that first push we always talk about. They came down. They didn't hold a higher low, but they held the same low. So really good base build here. Rising volume on this candle. Weak volume as they push higher. And then you start to get some more green volume stepping in. That's good to see. And yeah, they've been rallying for a while. Damn. They were rallying before. Actually, that's probably about the time SPY recovered a little. 1017. And then a cheat method is going from that breakout of this resistance here to the high. And you can see they're actually holding the control point. This is a halfway point. It's a very, very strong percentage level here. But it looks like as long as they hold 1360s, 1334, 1340, looks like they hold these three areas. They can still have some good short-term bounces. You see these break, though, they're most likely going to come down and at least test this level here at 1280. So the bigger time frame TN, that's actually pretty clean. Just kind of cheating and grabbing a quick fib. Again, just starting it from where we kind of had our resistance to where we broke above, held all the way up to our high before slowing down. Ooh, nice. Good job, Sandollar. Good morning, Zot. Very cool name. Good morning, Tyler. Tobias said, with PPI coming in 15 minutes after US Open, are charts that important right now? No, they're not. It seems like that we can run to 390.80-ish or break 390.50 if PPI is hot. You're correct. And that's why I said today people don't need to be worried about trading or looking at any of this right now. They need to be worried about just staying alive. If you want to watch and analyze, awesome. But no, charts are not that important right at the open. Any oil names you were watching? I was watching Oxy. Because this, all right, so I'll start backwards. I was watching oil futures, and a few days ago in this stream I was talking about this candle because this candle popped up with the most volume in the past, long time, and it was a great big hammer right at support, so that was very important. And we just put in a second one, so we have two really, really strong bounces from demand of the last support. So this is a very good sign for oil bulls, but they're not out of the trouble yet. They still need to get past this old support, in which they've really just retested as resistance lately, and you can see they're right back up it again right now. So they need to get past this area first. But that's what those two hammers gave me the indication of, all right, what what energy charts have these candles, and this one had it here, another one, and then another one. So Oxy's a pretty decent one. Of course, that one's been in the news for a while due to Warren Buffett increasing his position. ET is one, but it doesn't react to oil futures as much because they're not just oil. They have a ton of diverse different types of energy, so just oil doesn't affect them. XOM was one that Nerdy Bicep was calling out pretty heavily lately. You can see they put in both of those candles, and you can see it's basically just stuck in range. I think I drew this like a while back on the weekly, and it's just been stuck in here ever since. So I'm basically waiting for a move out of 115 or out of the 108.50s most likely. But I do like how oil is reacting, though, on that oil futures chart. Just to go back to it, you said oil names only. I keep looking at energy. But oil itself is pushing very well. Again, like I said, we just need to break 83.65-ish area. But it really just needs to get out of here and not just push higher. It needed to hold on top of this area. You see how it did it here, and then they had another leg up? That's what we need to look for, not just a push through. So, but in my opinion, though, this is good that we at least tested this support. But there has been speculation that this will cascade lower, but you know it will if it breaks this support. This is a pretty big support from a while ago. I mean, this is from, what is this, August, September. So really good amount of time has been traded above that support now. If you do see it break in the future, yeah, we'll probably go down to 70. We'll probably see lower, under 70s. This is awesome. I watch hours of your videos. So many questions answered. I appreciate that, Vincent. Morning, Goran. Thoughts on shop upside today after gap fill? Like I said, you should probably not look for too many moves. Covering how the SPY TA is. Holy crap! There's 180 of you guys. Good morning. Appreciate each and every one of you. So I think it was you, or maybe it was, no, it wasn't you. Bot. It was someone else. But someone had me chart shop, and we were looking at it. We still have time. It's only 14 minutes left. But they already went down for the gap fill that's right here on the bigger time frames. A thing that I would look out for, because you have more bearish indication here than anything so far for on the bigger time frame. But this isn't to say that you could see some buyer moves occur, so be very careful. But you do have a rejection of 40.80. They've now made a lower high, rejecting the other gap fill after filling it right here, kind of under those 40.80. So there's a lot of bearish pressure in this general area. So just be very careful, bigger time frame wise. Gold creation, make sure to go back a couple seconds or to the beginning of the stream, but I will cover SPY again before the market opens. Just be sure to check out the info that's already in here, but we've gone over SPY in a pretty in-depth manner. Good morning, Casso. Glad to see you. Great name. Good morning, Yoel. Glad to see you again here, man. Can you chart Crocs? I can give it a couple seconds of a look. I don't want to spend too much time on these charts. But yeah, they're kind of propped up on a pole. They held the support, though. This is a good sign, short term, and then they held it again. So 90 is a pretty good support, actually. It's not like that other chart. You see the weekly. It's crazy because they look super bullish, but it does look a little tired. And I say that because it has such low volume on the weekly. Now, to be fair, it is only Wednesday, so it's not fair for me to say it has lowering volume from the past week because no duh, there's been 3 less traded days on Crocs than the week before. So there's still a lot of time left in this candle, but in my opinion, this does have a lot of upward pressure just because you've had the retest. They've held over a week inside of that range, so this does actually give bulls some seeding to try to take things higher. But I would mainly pay attention to see, can they hold this little reset support? You see how they kind of pushed up? They started from here, but they kind of pushed down, tested about right above the 90s. It looks like about as long as 90s hold, you have really good support for bulls. So keep watch on that. But you also are up a little bit, so just be careful how far you can go. It's not like this will go forever. I did tweet today's stream, yes. At least it should have sent out. I typed it. Yeah, it's there. 33 minutes ago. My most recent tweet. Back to SPY real quick. I know a couple. All right, before we start though, I want to say this one more time. Try your best not to trade a crazy amount today. This is not the day to be a hero. But let's go back to the bigger time frame TA. As I said before, this is kind of a gray area right here. You can look past the 2-day ago low that we were struggling with to push a really good low under. Yeah, we did push a new low, but it really wasn't that amazing because they ended up holding back into that range again, as you can see. So basically, we can watch for pushes under this, above this, and then, but mainly you want to watch the 390, 360, 390, 260, which is a more important support. So if you do see this break, we will most likely test 388 or 390, possibly 388 if this area is broken. So that's the thing to keep on watch. And if 388 breaks, 385 is my very next level. So we're going to definitely be careful on the bottom side. Plus, you have the big gap fill from the CPI data that came out. So we're basically watching above 396.30s or out of this support here for any big move. But in reality, we are still in range. Again, guys, let's not fool ourselves here. Regardless of moving up or down to either of these areas, that's still in range. We still haven't really done anything, you know. So bigger picture wise, we still haven't gone anywhere. We're still in range. So we can have great good short-term moves up. We can have great good short-term moves down. But in the reality, we are still in range. Smaller time frame, we're going to be watching above 397.30s. This will be the better, more passive break above. Yes, you could play above these two levels here, but it's not as highly effective because you do have the true pre-market high and the true previous day high level basically sitting at the same spot. To the downside, it actually looks like it adjusted a little bit. If we really want to, we can watch from the previous day close to the pre-market low. We can watch under this for pushes down. I'll just mark them both. For a push down, possibly down to 394 with the previous day low range, again adding the wick and the meat just to kind of suffocate all the questions of do I grab wick or body, but grab both, and it looks like we can target both of these areas if 395 does break, which, if you guys remember, 395 was the level that we shorted yesterday. We saw that push happen, didn't quite make it to my next level. I added that new low and we watched 395s for more downside movement. That's what we ended up getting. They even retested the open again, came back down and closed just a little bit lower than that test there. So very important TA. We just have to be very, very patient. But we have a lot of news coming out today. The PPI is coming out. Then we have Powell later. So there's a lot of stuff coming out. Yes, I have looked at Tilray before, and that chart is a death sentence. But I do believe in the marijuana movement over time. It's just about, are you invested in the right name? So that's kind of the only confusion when you're looking at those. But I am a believer. Over long term, of course. No problem, Casso. Thanks for asking for me to look at that. Good morning, Miggy. Glad to have you in here. Amazon's moving. I'll check it out, Mill. I don't use chart flow. I have unusual whales, but I don't use it. Morning, Dingo. Glad to have you in here, man. You said Amazon's moving. Oh, yeah. Good watch. Amazon is moving. Pretty good push to the upside. Let's see if they can hold their old pre-market high. That'd be pretty impressive. But that'd be a good bounce spot to look out for. Good eye, Mel. Watching that pre-market info. Till death live. Yeah, man. Full believer here. What are my views on gold? In my opinion, if you're invested long term in it, you know, that's a different story than short term. So I guess that's my question. Are you short term gold, or are you long term gold? Long term wise, yeah, that's sufficient. My only thing is that it's not connected to the dollar anymore. Morning, Sal. Glad to have you in here again. Short to medium. I don't know. I just don't see that it's worth it. I see in my opinion, I'm not saying it's shit. I'm just saying there are better things to look at. Even with the market moving lower, let's say the market took, 3 more months to move lower. I would still rather you be patient, save your cash, wait to buy something from the more, broader equity market. But that really is your opinion. The chart, though, in my opinion, has a more long-term cup and handle forming. If you go to the weekly, I don't even have to open it up because I've looked at it so much, but if you go to the weekly or the monthly or it might even be the yearly, there's a very long one happening there. It does have a potential cup and handle forming, but that's one of the slowest patterns. A TTM squeeze on the weekly, very nice. I actually used to use TTM squeeze. But it just, I don't know, I didn't like looking at it as much. I'd rather just look at price action. But TTM squeeze is super cool to look at, just kind of use as a secondary indication of something. So good job using that. Oh, my bad, World Traveler. I did miss it. I completely missed it. If you missed my question, I understand. No worries. Once again, thank you for sharing your views. It's great to listen to before market opens. I look forward to it daily. Yeah, let me go back up, man. I'm sorry about that. I'm pretty good at getting questions down. I asked last week about your opinion on Manu, and you were right about it heading higher. I wanted to know your opinion given that it has had 5 green days in a row. RSI is very high in the daily. Yeah, my bad, man. I completely didn't see that at all. All right, so let me look at the chart again just so I can remember what oh my god. What did that club do? What did we draw this on? It must have been the weekly. Yeah, it was. So it looks like I was just messing with the good support that had a good resistance from recent. I didn't really see anything in between here. This is very fuzzy. But that is an insane level that just broke through. It's very nice to see that it broke a good recent resistance too on the daily. Even if you go out to the year daily. Yeah, that's its main high right there. Okay, yeah, that's a little wild. I won't lie. I doubt I said it would go to 22, though. I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, I called all this. I would say, even without having RSI on, that it is overbought. And you can tell that because, one, there's lowering volume, which is okay. Prices can rise on lowering volume. It's just how far can it do that? And then my big thing is gapped up small body candles. You have a gapped up really big wick type candle. You have an indecisive long-legged doji here. And then you have another gap down, not really big retake, because yes, they pushed over a new meat of the high, but they never pushed 23, and they had even lower volume doing it. So even without having RSI on, I can already tell you that is overbought. So most likely wait. That is not to say it can't go more. If it's already this parabolic, who's to say it can't go a little more? I mean, look how long it's been consolidating. So it does have a little bit of support under it, but again, like I said, it is overbought. I would not touch that right now until it's done. Let me fix this. Oh, we fit everything today. Let's go. It all fits. All right, so give me 1 minute, guys. I am going to invite J-Bake and Nerdy Bicep into the call real quick. I just need to put my headset on. No problem, World Traveler. Sorry I missed it the first time. There's a bunch of reasons, Steve. You could even say a lot of outside variables are why the U.S. is up so much. The dollar, that is. They announced they're looking for a buyer to sell the club. Damn, okay, so yeah, that's probably why they're getting it then. That's important then, because that means investors like that news. What site you mentioned that's similar to Squawk Box? I don't remember. I'd have to look. Personally, I like Squawk Box. I like stock market news, and you can connect them to a channel and have them read news to you. But I don't remember exactly which one I was meaning, Colton. I'd have to go back and see what I said. What's up, Kaizen? Glad to have you in here, man. How you been? And wow, holy dear. I only asked for a few more likes. You guys got us to 77. Good stuff. But let me get these boys in here. Yo, good morning, Devin. How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
And we got the J-Bake in here.
Yo, what's up, guys? How's it going?
It's going up, beautiful.
Hold on. How do
Man, market's kind of crazy bullish right now, huh?
It almost might be too bullish.
Too bullish.
Yo, how do you get rid of the echo?
The echo?
Yeah.
Like if you're watching the stream as well.
Oh yeah. So I gotta like close out of the stream.
You could close it or just mute it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just mute the stream so I can still see the comments.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody, say good morning to Devin and J-Big. Both of them are in here. Two traders that have been by me for a very long time now.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna join from my computer so I can still have like the stream up on my iPad.
All right. Take your time.
Yeah, you J-Bake, you can just join out in and out of this call and it won't kick you.
All right, cool.
Good morning, Bulwark. Arkansas, man, your last name's intimidating. Good morning, Kid 83. Glad to have you in here again. I'm honestly surprised that we have this many people just sitting in here still. Normally, a lot of you guys drop off. This is insane. Do you use EMAs? No, I do not. But I do not despite them. I like a combination of them. I like the 9 EMA. There's a couple things I like. Tesla's moving as well now, Mel. Same sector as Amazon as well. Amazon's pulling back a little bit, though, so they're almost back to where they were. But you're right, though.
Lots of data. Then the Fed.
Yeah, lots of data and the Fed. Definitely going to be a fun day. What's up, Mike Lowe? Glad to have you in here. No problem, T-Shark. Glad to have you in there.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice.
Anything in particular you two are looking at today?
Wait for the first 30 minutes.
All right.
Yeah, I'm looking at Apple. I like the price action, how it's correlating with QQQ. But normally the same stuff: Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Nvidia.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, because I know you're the tech master, but I do like a lot of those tech charts. A lot of them look like they consolidated better than some of the other ones I was looking at.
Yeah, most definitely.
Good luck to all. Good energy, Mel. Don't worry, I'm just 5'3" and I am here to relax. It's evening here, morning though. Good morning, man. It's morning where? Where are you at? I want to say Serbia. Mel, you're long in Amazon and Tesla. Good job, man. I'm sure you have a plan in place. AMD's already moving up through its yesterday's open. Tesla's touching its pre-market high, guys. Keep watch on 183.50s on Tesla. This is a pretty important level there. While we have Apple dipping below previous day close. Nvidia's right up against its pre-market high. Amazon's fighting its pre-market low. Baba's probably tired as hell.
Q's definitely fighting their previous day close slash pre-market low. Looks like it's making a potential double bottom from this last like 15-20 minutes.
Oh, from that pre-market drop that held just now.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, SPY did that too on an area I had marked. I had the previous day close marked, and it went just a little bit below it, so I had that new low, but it basically held that 395 flat. So
yeah,
SPY and Q's made a good support right there, which is a good short-term sign.
Dude, this candle on Microsoft is pretty crazy. This first 5-minute candle.
Yeah, Meta's going pretty ham, getting over that pre-market high. Yesterday high right above.
Dear Lord. Owen loves to move just crazily.
Jesus, I know, it's been so bipolar. It's just been doing whatever it wants to do.
Yeah, like tomorrow would have like the same size candle going down. That one's wild lately.
Yep.
AMD as well, dude. I don't know if y'all been watching the semis as much lately, but Nvidia and AMD have been like just pumping or dumping no matter what the market's doing. It's been crazy.
Netflix getting over its yesterday high with some kind of nice volume. It gets over 284, go 285.
Nice bullish candle here. First 5 minutes on Q, making a hammer here. Starting to pump.
I'm watching Netflix for a retest.
Jeez, and Microsoft is already at pre-market high. Does it feel like Microsoft's been like the one leading the market these past few days?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Whenever we pumped, it was the first. Well, we did have that one day last week where everything was trying to move higher, and Microsoft tanked with Amazon.
Yeah.
So there's been a couple days where that one and Amazon fight Tesla and Apple. But yeah, no, I would say Microsoft definitely been leading a couple of the past few days for sure. It always seems to be out the gate, and then we're like, okay, well, Microsoft's not listening. And then next thing we see, everything else follows it. We're like, okay.
Yeah.
It was just first. Oh, good watch, whoever said that. Goran, this has a really good level here at 2560s and 27 for your semiconductor play you were talking about. I don't like the smaller time frame price action, but the bigger time frame.
Microsoft at previous day high. Dang, that's such a wild candle.
Yeah, that one in Netflix doing really well. Meta, like y'all said, those are all doing really well.
It's almost a $3 move within 5 minutes.
Chewy's pumping as well.
280, 285.20 just popped on Netflix.
All right, Boeing is approaching the top of that range that we talked about, guys, where there's 12 days of price action in here. We're at the top of that range again. So we're going to be looking past 180.25. Do not just start going long on that one for Boeing. As good as it looks. This could even be the short-term top for Boeing today. So keep eyes on Boeing. That might be an oddball out type play to watch. Yeah, SPY jumped up right to yesterday's open from the yesterday's close. We're basically stuck inside of that range right now. Again, guys, you can see it. Previous day open, previous day close. It's the area we're stuck inside right now. Semis off to the races. Hell yeah, they are. It's crazy too because AMD is trying to hold at the yesterday high as support now. That's how far they've jumped now. Same for Nvidia. Those are on crack.
Yeah, Microsoft's fighting previous day high, still moving up higher, hitting 243 now. We still got Apple here, fighting previous day close.
Yo, good watch. Little Boy Blue and actually, those names are moving too fast now. And Daffy, good watch on Apple and Microsoft. Round of applause for Mel. He was long, now he's short. Tesla finally moving with the market so far. First 10 minutes are always the most indecisive. We have a couple more minutes before that's over.
Netflix getting pushed back down to that yesterday high. See how that retest holds. Meta getting pushed down from its pre-market high.
Apple coming back to test pre-market low. Right now we're forming an inside bar, indecisive candle right now, so we'll see how this goes. But previous day low isn't too far away from pre-market low. So if we do get a short here, I think like the better short opportunity would be below pre-market low, because it's only like a, what is this, like only like a 40-cent range from pre-market low to previous day low. So I mean, like for quick scalp, that'll be great, but if we're looking for like a longer trade, I would definitely wait till we break pre-market yesterday's low.
Makes sense. That's kind of my thinking too, because yeah, it's just not a good enough reward right here. It is a good idea, like
Yeah.
you said, for short term, but yeah, not enough room. So it's just probably
Yeah.
better to wait for that more passive break. I agree with that completely. Making previous day or today's open and previous day close a really good short term break above too.
Yeah, true.
Let me just highlight that. So that's already a really solid range to watch on Apple. I'm gonna look at XOK now real quick. Okay, these are telling two different stories. XOK is at a good short-term resistance.
Berkby's coming down pretty nice. Yesterday lows 311.35.
And why are you calling out Berkby, Devin? Why do you do that?
Because it's one of the biggest banks in the SPY, so it helps move the SPY.
Smart
And the
man.
SPY right now is coming down to the pre-market low. XOM's kind of selling, so we got stuff kind of got diverging on us, kind of giving us two different stories right now.
Amazon coming to test previous day low. Here we're about like 20 cents away from that. And then the Qs are definitely coming back to test pre-market low. Good
Good
to
job.
see a bull trap.
Yeah, for real. That's what it felt like. Good job, Mel, not getting trapped in that. I saw you go long on a lot, and then I saw you switch and go short. Great timing throughout the first 10 minutes. Great work. What time frame do you look at a lot, Mel? I know you're not looking at the 5 minute. There's no way.
First 10 minute is in.
Yeah, we need 395 to break on SPY for a short-term drop. That'll leave 394.50 and 394 in sight. Oh, you do use the 5 minute. All right. You're just a sniper then.
Netflix losing its pre-market high and yesterday high now.
Yeah, we'll start jumping through these. Tesla's still holding up very, very, very well.
Bull's finally on the move up, making new high a day.
What kind of support here?
Watch Nvidia to catch at 158.20. Watch Microsoft to try to catch her at 242.20s. AMD, watch that at the pre-market high. Trying to look through all the lists real quick. Apple breaking exactly the situation me and Jay Bake were talking about. Long's looking a lot better now that they're back above open and previous day close, but they still have a lot of work ahead of them. Qs are just in range. Netflix back to square one, like Devin just said. And yeah, SPY fighting the 395. So no big decision yet, but we do have a little bit more info than we did to begin with.
With a jobs number at 10 o'clock, too.
Yeah, there's just so much info today. That's why today in the stream I gave everybody the breakdown of what you can watch for bulls and bears short-term and mid-term from bigger to smaller time frame, but also to try to survive today. There's no need to try to force a trade today. A trader who takes trades every day is just doing too much. You need to just chill. But today is one of those days where you could definitely try to take a scalp day. I wouldn't look to try to take anything too crazy. As you can see, look at the first 15 minutes of SPY. We were pumping very well. We dropped very fast. Now we're picking up again very fast. This is exactly what I was talking about today. I'll get to it in a bit, Tobias. We'll go to it. Figured out how to mark levels on Webull. Confusing on my phone screen. Yeah, on the phone it's even harder. It's pretty cool though that Webull has their own charting stuff though. A lot of brokerages kind of nab trading views HTML code or whatever. Apple ripped up, could call out Mies. Might take a page out of Devin's book, wait 30 minutes. Yeah, it seems like Devin has been pretty good on that one lately, especially with all the rapid openings we've been having. Rapid and indecisive is a good way to say it.
Hey, Microsoft's still going. We hit almost, we hit 243.82, so we're above previous day high. Above previous day high now, and but the Qs are just looking mad and indecisive, like ugly price action through these first three candles, and not so much volume on these last two. So
OM filled the gap to the downside and held. Now it's coming back up. If it takes out 111.70, I like that.
Not picking my phone up. Just wanted to say great analysis, Bueller. Man who just broke below pre-market low. I am short for a swing, looking for 16-17 in a few days. Yeah, just be very careful, man, just because you know that it's tired on the daily, but it doesn't have to just start rapidly dropping yet. I have seen a few tickers that do those crazy moves from Catalyst news event that pushes up, and then they hold that range for a while. I've seen some do it for a couple days, some do it for weeks, you know, so just be very careful. Keep your stop tight if you don't want to risk too crazily, but yeah, good job so far on that one. You seem to have done really good on it too, even without the TA, so great work, man.
The Netflix retest was pretty nice. It gets back above that yesterday high.
oh geez, I just noticed the first 5-minute candle on Nvidia. That went crazy too.
Yeah, that one and AMD are on some crazy stuff this morning.
Would make for a nice 80% entry. We can get like a retest of pre-market high. That's on that's actually like a good support that's been acted as support and resistance. Seems like a good place to line up for a potential retest at 157.50.
I really want to short Boeing.
Yeah. Bricks 177.20. I wouldn't be against it to 175.95.
If I enter early, I'm keeping my stop at 180, 180.20. Because that's the outside of that 12-day range. I'm willing to risk that one. If it pops over 180.20s though, this thing's going to 185.
I released the late. I released late to the 10 o'clock, so that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So,
wait. I just
yeah,
that one just looks so damn good where it's rejecting right
does.
now.
It does. Everything looks like Netflix looks good.
All right, AMD is down to where I said to watch for a test. Tesla is just not wanting to watch any of that. Apple, keep a watch above today's open. That's kind of the big key level to see for bulls to hold. Nvidia is already cracking that short. Or no, they haven't cracked it yet. The pre-market high is still there, so they haven't reached the level to test yet. Amazon's in a pretty scary lower part of their range. Baba continuing higher even after the higher gap up. That is up over 6% today. Wow. Netflix back to square one. Keep watch under 280 or over 280, 250 for short-term moves. Neo as well. Dear Lord, up 16% today. Microsoft, strong dog of the pack today.
Yeah, seriously.
30-minute candles right at that indecision point, turning back red.
Definitely do like Nvidia for potential 80%. For potential 80%, we're about 50 cents away from pre-market high. We do have lowering volume over these last three candles, so good indication that could be just a weak pullback. So I'm definitely looking at that for a potential 80% play.
And guys, when you hear someone say 40%, we're meaning initial breakout, open range breakout. If we say 80%, we're basically meaning retest. Just so in case anybody here doesn't know. And if you don't know, you can check out workshop number 11. It breaks all this info down on how we get our levels, how we navigate the levels, and methods you can take to slowly, passively go with the levels. So take your time watching that video. But yeah, I like that a lot too. It's still above a really good area.
Yeah.
I'm also keeping my eye on the Apple, Microsoft, Tesla percentages. Netflix is probably another exciting one because it keeps just bouncing everywhere and holding that very tight range.
So on this Apple range, if you pull up your fibs from low a day to high today, the golden pocket is literally sitting at previous day close area. So if we hold that on Apple, that's also like a good area for to potentially go long. I think that was like an area you marked as well too for potential.
I literally just have the previous day close in today's open, and I just added your fib to see, and it literally highlights the bottom and the top level for golden pocket and halfway point.
So that's also a good area to watch.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that one. That's an insane area to watch for bounces, especially on the king of the market, because that could send us higher if it holds.
Yes, sir.
Plus, with Microsoft holding very well, that'd be ideal.
So Evan Banks and Burke seems to be pulling spot out right now. They got the most selling pressure.
Yeah, Banks completely sold, and they have rising volume. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's also half why I asked you to explain why you like watching it, just because they were having such a nasty fall.
Yeah, they're getting hammered right now. That's yesterday low.
And that's
a pretty good level. That puts them back down. Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say that's the 5th largest sector. Sometimes it's the 4th, but it's a very heavy and important weight, guys. It's one of the top 5 weights that we pay attention to each and every day.
If it doesn't hold this 312 level, it might go back down to 310s.
Baba is ripping. Buy to dip. Good name, by the way.
We're basically at pre-market high on Nvidia. If you guys notice, the last two, like the 640 and the 645 candle, how like the 645 is bigger than the 640 candle, but made less volume, but was pushed down on like less volume. It's a good indication of like basically like an exhaustion. So basically, we could probably see sellers, or buyers exhausting out right here. I'm sorry, not buyers, sellers exhausting out right here. So basically all I'm like looking for is like some potential entry candles, like hammers, some inside bars, maybe even an outside bar, or more so like an outside bar, but definitely right now just looking for potential entry candles here.
I like that explanation. Good job. Because, yeah, it is a way bigger candle, but like you said, lower volume.
Holding a good area too, so it's like a low risk area as well. So
I think that's why I like Netflix, too. They kind of have the same exact thing going on right now.
yeah, just
Just at a different spot.
So far, yeah, I like the Netflix chart. That's the thing that's sticking out to me.
I want to see it hold PML and previous day close, that area. Kind of like what we saw on Apple a little bit. So yeah, Netflix, potential bounce spot there. Nvidia, potential bounce spot right here. Also keeping watch on XLK, guys. They went up to that support yesterday that they had. They rejected it, and they're back under it. So we need to see XLK above 130.20s to see Apple and Microsoft really get going, too. And if the semis can hold, which right now they're not,
yeah.
if they hold, that would be a good secondary add-on to that TA. So far, though, no cigar. Yeah, they're just pulling us down. Watch under 395s on SPY, everybody, if everything doesn't hold here.
Yeah, Nvidia's invalidating that potential play. But what we could also do possibly with Nvidia is also play the retest of pre-market high as well too. So if we do, since we are breaking under, if we get a retest and a rejection at this new resistance, we could play this also to the downside as well. So like you can play the 80% entry on two different ways. All you're basically looking for is a break and retest of a level. So, you know, just because one side isn't validated doesn't mean the other side is as well.
Mm-hmm. Don't want to cut any corners just because one move did something. Could still recover, could still change the sentiment. It might take longer, but
Yep.
that's my big thing too when you go from red to green is like let's say SPY like yesterday actually, that'd be a good example. When SPY dipped down to 393s, you know, yeah, you can be bearish, but at the same time, if some time goes by and we hold in a certain way, yes, buyers could take this back up. And you saw just that, you know, we saw us make a low, a higher low, and then we had a rising volume move that pushed that first high they had through that support, and they retested that day's open. So that was just an impressive rally that basically evened out that day. And yes, they did finish lower, but that still just shows how impressive the bulls are right here. So even if we do have a dip, that doesn't mean we have to maintain being bearish. If the stream's lagging, definitely just refresh it or leave and rejoin. But on my end, we don't have any lag. It's actually telling me I have amazing connection for once. There's also another fix. You can go back a couple seconds if it is lagging for you. I have seen people say that works every time. Just go back like 5-6 seconds. But yeah, there shouldn't be any lag.
Microsoft and Meta holding up pretty good with Apple. Google came back up, got over opening price.
We've already had almost 500 people click today's stream. We have about 150 of them in here, but that is just crazy, guys. Be sure to drop a like, guys. We're only 4 likes away from hitting 100. My goal was 50. You guys are already basically doubling my short-term goal, so good job. Completely destroying it. I need to set higher targets, I guess. Yeah, my bad, Mel. I got you. I like your short as long as it doesn't break above 185. That's my short-term TA on that. But 185 can be broken and they could go retest the true previous day high, since this is just the about where the open is from the bigger time frame. Whoa, guys, I only asked for 4 more. Y'all got me 14 more. All right, calm down, calm down.
Gotta pump those numbers up.
You guys are too nice. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate each and every one of you.
All right, we got about four minutes before we're gonna get a little bit of data in our first 30-minute candle.
Amazon's trying to pump after retaking pre-market low.
cue the Devin rubbing his hands together sound.
Yeah, no, I'm liking Netflix still. That's my top watch right now. I was trying to really wait for this data to come out so it doesn't do anything that I don't want it to do.
Dude, what did I just say? Neo is up 16%. They're up almost 19.5% right now. Man. That is wild. This was at 40 or 60 at one point, was it not? Yeah, dude, 66. Sheesh.
Biggest price action on Qs here.
Sherman, that's a great question. Said, bro, where's Taylor, Sill, and Marente? Neo is up 18%. That's funny. Yeah, they normally destroy those tickers. I'm not gonna lie, like Baba, Neo, Coin. I feel like these are tickers I lack in, and they completely destroy them. Alright, I'm on Tesla again, Mel. No problem, Curtis. Glad to be here. Glad to have you in here. You guys give us great info as well. I love the teamwork that we have between not just the people talking in the stream, but the people typing. Etsy's looking strong. I'll check it out here in a minute, Elan. Watching NVIDIA to close in this 5-minute. Not liking the bottom wick, but we'll hold it for loss as the risk reward is bigger. I do like the risk reward. That's why I said I like your short as long as 185 doesn't break, because that is a good level. That's the previous day open level, basically. And if it doesn't break over that, then it's a significant resistance. Looks to be working out for you now. Yo, look, that's where they are, Sherman. They couldn't type because they were busy shorting it, or longing it. Sorry, not shorting. They'd be screwed. But Sylvia and Taylor, great work. I saw that, Devin. Did you delete that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't do it. I know a couple people have mod roll in there though, like Leland does. 4 minutes, perfect amount of time to go grab a Red Bull. Yo, good hold, Mel. She is done. RTY small caps bear flag. Thank you for explaining that as well. Some people might not know what you mean by RTY, so good job putting that after. But he said bear flag, but it's shaky. And yeah, with all this data about to come out, we're about to probably see a lot of things reverse or have just volatile like trading, which is basically testing both sides of the range and then sitting perfectly in the middle of it. So definitely be very careful. We'll also have Jay Bacon here tomorrow, not on Friday, but we'll try to work him into more of the streams over time. I think he has a lot more time in his schedule going into January, so we will try to work him in a lot more then.
Yes, sir.
One day, Jay Bake, we're going to have to bully old Leland to get in here.
Seriously. Man's been killing it. It's crazy to see the growth.
Dude, that's one of the best traders around. I'm not even going to try and hold.
Oh, 100%. I told him like a while ago. I'm like, bro, I think you're like really one of like the top traders like in the group now, bro. He's got that 1 minute down. I've been asking him on advice like for stuff as well too.
Dude,
like, what are you looking for?
Every day I'm messaging this man, be like, yo, what you think about this? What you think about this? Every day. Now, Leland is the man. Oh, it's not going to show because it's a private video. Hold up. I'm only doing this because you guys are in stream. 395 is breaking on SPY, by the way. So here's not a long video, but it's a video by Leland. This is one of the private videos we have. But this is a pretty top-notch explanation on how he likes to trade. As you guys can look at that video. I call it the lead test to stand for Leland and retest, but he looks for a base to build, he watches under it, he waits for it to retest it, and then he gets into shorts. He likes the risk reward of it, keeps his stop loss tight, and then he scales out as he moves farther down. That's his ideal trade, and he makes huge gains on it. If you've seen Leland post before, you understand how consistent he is, but only when he sticks to his rules. He even has his down days. I'm not trying to hype him up as much to freak him out, but he is a beast. But he only when he limits himself, only when he focuses on his favorite types of entries.
Yeah, no, I watched that video. I watched the video yesterday that you posted. I don't know if it's the same video, but even after watching that video, I went ahead and like back tested it on like a few different charts just to see just to get a feel of like what he was looking at, and I'm all like, dang, this is actually like a really good way to trade. Especially for people who aren't patient enough to wait for like the bigger retests after a breakout is definitely a good way to trade, so that you're not like immediately getting in on like, you know, not like such a good setup. But definitely I definitely would suggest looking at watching those videos that he's put out, because they are gold.
J-Bake, speaking of people with gold videos, J-Bake has a pretty crazy video too on volume. If you guys have not, I think it's workshop number 4. I can't remember correctly. But he has a workshop video. It's in that 11 video playlist if you guys go through it. But he covers volume on a whole nother scale, like you've never seen volume broken down before. So definitely check that out as well. And yeah, great job, Mel, on your Tesla short. I'm glad that worked out for you. Up 1,100 and done for the day. That's it. That's awesome, man. Keep your phone away from you now. Sit on your hands.
Good job.
Also, shout out to Nav S getting 45% on Baba. Great work. Good job, Taylor. Round of applause to Taylor. Round of applause to Mel. And round of applause to Nav S, everybody. Great work on Mel's trades. Glad they worked out. Be sure to review later on. Kid83, I linked one above in the YouTube chat. That's the private one that was just put up the other day. So I was giving that to y'all because y'all are in stream today. So if anybody's paying attention, they get a free video out of it. But the other one should be public on the channel. If not, I'll have to go make it public. But definitely check that out, though. That video is an insane explanation. All right, I'm going to go back to SPY. Let me check out a couple others real quick. Boeing breaking lower as anticipated. Netflix still holding that base.
Apple wicked off that GP area pretty nicely.
Super bullish if that blue area holds. And SPY wicking back up with a pretty crazy amount of volume. It's like the data wasn't too damaging yet.
Nope. Now we got some trading until the Fed.
Wow.
So didn't the unemployment numbers and then like the CPI numbers like come out this morning? I think like the CPI was like was like a little less than expected, but the unemployment numbers was higher than last week's numbers. I think something like that.
We had ADP employment, GDP, and a couple other things this morning.
Gotcha.
And then what just now came out was a lot more. I can't read this list. It's so long.
I think there's like 10 sets of data points between 8:15.
I'll show it on stream.
o'clock.
This is how many things are coming out today. I have to like zoom out just to show all of them in one picture. There's a lot. This is why I shared this.
So all this price action is basically about to be based off of like the numbers that's coming out today.
Yeah, literally. And then you still have Jerome, which I
you
want to
still
make
have
it
Jerome.
clear. Even if Jerome does move us, he doesn't have to as well. It's not like Jerome speaking is going to move us, but it could definitely come out with more damaging or helping info. So that's why it's always a top watch.
Netflix back at that yesterday high. If you can get over that with volume, you can take a nice scalp back to 285. Stop loss right at pre-market high.
Yo, shout out to Daffy. He got 41% on the Boeing trade. What a gem. Round of applause for Daffy. Round of applause for Noxta getting 58% on his PayPal put swing. Great job, man. Let me go check it out for just 5 seconds, see what you saw. Never mind, I can already see what you see. Beautiful job. A bit risky, of course, the risk reward wise, but I like that you took that trade because you are trying to learn right now. And honestly, your last 3-4 picks, Noxta, those have been really, really clean. I haven't seen anything, you know, it's like, oh, he's just randomly buying it. No, I can actually see you are looking for something. There is reasoning there. That's good. Daffy. Manu, World Traveler, if you want to keep watch on how to see if it's going to break out or not, keep watch on today's open and the yesterday high. But you have yesterday's close right there as well.
Kind of like Apple for some calls if we do get like a second candle holding this GP area back up to high a day.
Mhm.
It's kind of like it's kind of a good setup. Um,
And you have a clear stop. I mean, we can
yeah,
clear as day, previous day close is probably a pretty good stop.
yeah.
I like that one a lot too. It's the only thing that concerns me is SPY still holding under 395. That would be the only thing that kind of diverges from that trade. But I do like the fact that Apple, even though it doesn't need SPY, because it could be the thing that makes SPY go back up.
Yeah, and then Q with the Qs moving up as well too. And I think Apple is like the most heavily weighted towards the Qs as well too.
Yeah, it's the heaviest all around. Anything that's in,
Yeah,
it's heaviest.
it's just like the only thing about the Qs today is that like it's just super choppy. Like it's like very ugly price action. So you can't really get a sense of like where we're gonna go, especially since we just have been trading inside this pre-market range here. We haven't even gotten to the top, but we didn't test the bottom a couple times now.
Mm-hmm.
My bad, Devin. Didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
you're good. Netflix is coming up. If you entered over that yesterday high, your contracts are between 20 and 30%. Look at sizing down into that 285.
Good job, Devin. Good job on that bounce play. This is kind of what me and Jay Baker are running on Apple.
Yeah, so and Apple's like literally doing it.
To add on to the Apple analysis too. Great job, Devin. Round of applause for Devin, everybody. That was a beautiful call out. Microsoft is doing the same thing kind of as Apple, not levels wise, but it's holding the previous day meat of the bone high, and we're at reset today. So that's another good add-on for Apple TA. That Microsoft's up as well.
10-minute volume coming in too on Netflix with 2 minutes left, so we'll see how we finish up. And SPY retaking that pre-market low. That's very nice for us.
Yo, Google has just been steadily moving up all
Meta
day.
popping, new high day.
Yeah.
Microsoft getting back up. Yep. Q's looking real strong.
Yo, good job, Steven Korzen. He said he's up 9% on Qs. He has to go. He's off to work. Have a great day, man. Thank you for tuning into stream.
Meta made a new high a day as well too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mel, I like those trades, at least your secondary ones. I think some of them were a bit early on, but it looks like you got out pretty clean cut, so that's good. It looks like I said yesterday, you don't hesitate, so I probably don't need to worry about you as much. Oh, my bad, Alan. I didn't even go back to Etsy, man. That's on me. He's been calling out Etsy all morning, and yeah, it's been doing really well from your mention, man. It looks like I have a little area here, too. Oh, yeah. It's old supply. I just pushed out of it. Good find, man. It even kind of rejected it for a while. Broke above today's open with rising volume. Let me zoom in. You could see actual good amount of volume stepping in finally as it pushes. And ever since then, it's been off to the races. Good job. Good call out, Elon. I want to say Elon.
Nvidia trying to get back over pre-market high.
After that nasty spill.
Yeah, super nasty.
It really went all the way back to today's open. That's crazy. AMD too, dude. That's just so wild. That's why we don't trade the first 10, 30 minutes sometimes.
Yeah.
As you guys can see, Devin waited, you know? Look how much time he waited. He waited till this candle started moving. I mean, that's almost 30 minutes. So, great work.
So crazy.
Patience does pay.
Gonna have some data point or a Fed speaker jerking my trade again. That stuff drives me crazy lately.
Elon. Okay, so you do say it like that. How's the stream going so far, guys? We had 45 minutes of pre-market. We've now reached almost 45 minutes of open market. How's everyone doing so far in the stream? Of course. I know how J Bake and Devin are. Yeah, dollar getting a pump out of nowhere. That's good that you know that to heart, Mill, because that also probably adds on to why you don't hesitate as much as normal people, just because you're already at terms with your risk rewards. That's really, really good. That's probably your edge. Great work, Mill. Good way of putting that down too. Apple might come back to test 140, 140 a second time. Possibly Noxta. Good eye. Good, but with stocks, no options today. Okay, nice, nice. Stream straight heat. Thank you, Sherman. I appreciate you. Thanks for kicking my ass in fantasy, man. Salam. Glad you like it. Things are good. Waiting on an entry for Tesla puts. Picked up $400 on overnight AMD calls. Good stuff. I'm really happy for you then, because yeah, that pump definitely helped you out this morning, and that is just a dream, you know, for when you take a swing trade, having those first 5 minutes just pump in your direction, giving you not just a chance to exit, but a more favorable price to exit. Very happy for you, Cent Dollar. So far, blessed to be in this group. Thank you, Daffy. Appreciate that. Definitely a kick-ass team. Everybody working hard for each other. Tesla still holding a relatively super good spot. This is where price couldn't get back over yesterday. Now they're on top of it.
Man, Q's does not want to break this range.
They're still stuck to the right. Oh yeah, Jesus.
Like,
It's crazy too, because it's only like $1.30 range or so.
yeah, it's like almost wedging at this point.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I think what impresses me is, though, even though the dollar is pumping its butt off right now, SPY has only barely reacted to it. I wish Rowdy was here. I'd ask him right now, what is the yen doing? Daffy, if you're here, you can let me know. What is the Chinese currency doing? That's the one attacking the dollar right now. Good morning, Jesse. Glad to have you. Just sitting on the sidelines today looking for any good opportunities. I appreciate the stream thing. No problem, Yoel. Glad to have you in here. Apple head and shoulder on the 1 minute. Let me look. Ah, you got a slight one there. I won't say no. Yeah, you got a potential head and shoulder sitting there on the 1 minute on Apple. Pretty clean. Good eye. Impossible to see on the 5 minute, of course. Because to me, it just looks like it's ranging, which that head and shoulders is still ranging as well. But overall, good eye. Today's open is right on the 61.8 fib of the current high to low. Ooh, good eye, Clive. We kind of did the same thing for Apple today, saying that this was the golden pocket, this was the control point. It's kind of crazy how it lined up with previous day close and today's open. You don't see that too often. If anything, it just, I would say, strengthens your TA.
We got Microsoft back at pre-market high after that monster move it made this morning.
Uh-oh, Leland's and Spy Poots. Died Tesla, I repeat, fill that gap. I mailed J Bacon ear. You don't have any ears left to give. You're in,
You know he's got jars of them.
you're in ear debt right now, Leland. 18% on Tesla, 182 long at open, 12% on SPY, 396 short, AMD 22%, 74.40 short. Cutting profit quick and keeping stops tight and loving the stream. Great stuff for profit. I'm really happy to see you, regardless of you hearing it from me or not. I'm really happy to see you taking profits, not early, but quick. I'm very happy to see you do that over and over and over. You've taken 3 base hits, man. You're basically on the run home right now. So great work, man. Don't feel that you need to keep trading or keep going at it. You've already made a really good amount of trades. So don't keep pushing it. But great work, man. Seriously. I really do mean that. Very happy for you. My opinion, Jesse, is basically just that anything can come out. Right now, I think what a lot of people think is going to come out is that he'll come out and say either not damaging things or just say something neutral. But he's still, what I think a lot of people are misunderstanding, though, is that he could come out and say something aggressive. Say, I don't know why y'all are getting so bullish. He could come out with hawkish sentiment due to the recent stock market pump. So really, it's anything. It really is up in the air. But this is the last meeting, though, for him to say something out loud before the December Fed talk. So that's what's important, the FOMC meeting. This is his last time with the public comment at his own meeting before that. So that's also a big thing. BA is going down. Good stuff. What's up, Jeremy? Glad to have you in here, man. Jeremy's another person I need to bring into these streams one day.
Stopped out
And
on
let's go,
Netflix.
Leland.
Stopped it on Netflix. Good stuff.
Yep. Still green, but yeah, up 17%.
Hey, that ain't too shabby. My Boeing short's working more. Very happy with that. Like you said, JBake just said, Microsoft is breaking a very significant level right now at the previous day meet of the high. This is where we're looking for price to try and hold. Losing this support is not good for Microsoft. Going to review my trades right now before I get trigger happy and give away my gains. It's a very, very great piece of advice by Jeremy. Another 12 and 17% on Neo. Round of applause for Taylor again. She just seems to be destroying all of us. Trend Spy 20%. Leland, great work. Round of applause for Leland as well. He got in before that new candle started and pushing that new, or not new low, but this recent low we have here. XLV one. XLV is the second largest sector in SPY in the overall market, but it's also the least popular healthcare ETF. XLV. Seven out of 10 times and been green. Nuggets for us all. Look at Mel sharing all the nuggets. Appreciate that.
Berkby XOM coming down. Berkby's under that yesterday low after a retest.
Dude, XLF is down 1.5% right now. That's the most red sector. Tesla's still displaying weakness. Let's see if they can break today's open. If so, that will head back down towards 180.80.
Nvidia looks like it's trying to make a move back up, breaking back above pre-market high after we had a little consolidation period here.
Leland, I just saw you type that. Yeah, I was gonna ask you, what is the Chinese currency at, or what are they doing? I'm not gonna know relatively what they're at because I don't normally know what they're at. But just explain to me what's going on with that chart, because that will affect the dollar.
Hey Leland, can you do me a favor and look at Nvidia chart on the 1 minute? If you're not in it, I want to see if this is like a trade you would take.
Comes back, he's like, hell no, I wouldn't take that trade.
High volume shooting star here, kind of making a double top on the 1 minute at pre-market high.
Oh, good eye, Chaos. I was just looking over Amazon as well. Good eye saying Amazon could get interesting. I do see your potential find in this. I like that it kind of came back above, tested the open, and now it's pushing a little higher. So a good little open range breakout would do some good on Amazon most likely. Great eye.
Wait for this 157 to break. Okay, that's good. That's like what I was thinking, because that is like a nice little support turn resistance area right there. Would that shooting star be like an indication for a potential trade? You would just wait for the 157 break?
All right,
I was
guys.
thinking short. I was thinking short.
Real quick on BA, if you guys did take the early entry, this is a good early take profit spot. If you want to see a further break, you need to see 175.95 break. You need to see 175.27 break, which is the previous day high and the previous day close. If you want to see a further move down on this, the TA on this is mainly from the daily time frame, as we're projecting a high of this 12-day range inside of this one candle. So that's the TA on this. Loose stops are at 180.20s. If you want to take this further for a future swing, you're going to want to target these lows down here at 170, 180, and possibly 170 flat. So be very careful with that, but that is still a very nice trade idea. But it will be affected by a lot of the volatility coming out today, so be very careful. All right, you can keep going. I just wanted to update that, just so nobody gets pissed off at me. Oh, and SPY did go down and almost hit our 394.06. Let me see what level it actually went down to. 394.15. So we were about 9 cents off of the true low of day so far. So it has gone down after breaking 395 and the previous day close. You can see we highlighted previous day close and the pre-market low. This is kind of where we rejected before getting that lower move. So good job if anybody were in shorts, anybody took anything on their own. There have been a few plays called in here by us and by members of the YouTube chat, but nothing crazy yet. We're just kind of monitoring today. There's nothing to really get crazy about with all the news, data, and Jerome Powell later today. One second, I dropped a link in here. I'll show you again. Instead of just saying the answer, I like to give you the answer, therefore you have it. But here's the website you can use to always track what economic things are coming out. But today, Jerome Powell speaks at 1:30 Eastern Standard, which is actually 12:30 my time, which is in 3 hours. I'll send the link to that as well.
Okay, got you, G. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
Netflix gave a nice retest of that yesterday high and it's coming back up. Can break that previous wick. That'll be another entry.
Yeah, Apple bounced off of the 50% fib level. It's an ugly pattern, but we do have like a flag / like wedge going on here on Apple.
18% on AMD again. Great work for profit. This is when I start to give it back. So leaving for a few. Smart. I like your thinking. What time will you be streaming to today? I'll probably stream for another hour, hour and a half. I'm definitely not going 5 hours again. That was pretty crazy. I didn't even have energy to look at power hour. Mental energy. But yeah, probably another hour, hour and a half.
Views are just still chopping around.
It looks like a lot of things are trading in anticipation of the
Yeah.
more data plus Jerome Powell. Okay, that dip is probably why the dollar's pumping than Daffy. I see your chart that you just sent me. That's probably a large reason on why, because China has a lot of things coming out. That was actually why we saw a slight pop to the downside, Daffy, when China was popping. That was actually when our currency started weakening.
Microsoft broke back under pre-market low here.
Buy coming down a little bit now, 394 level.
Be back. I'm gonna take this time to go use the restroom while I can.
Very good. Alright guys, SPY smacking through 394, the intended target. Great work if you guys had any shorts open. This would be a great early time to start taking some profits, or at least, you know, trimming some of your positions so you're not in as much risk. Keep going, we'll send you some throat medic. Vic's looking like it's about to rip. I haven't even been checking VIX, I'll be dead honest. I know yesterday they kind of killed some of the premiums. Without even looking, is the 9 EMA holding like right here? Like I would assume it's doing this kind of move. Yo, good stuff on your short though, Leland. I'm sure that was... Did you already trim and sell everything? Okay, he said let's go 40% on last SPY contract. My bad. I'm glad I asked. I was only asking because Fantastic John was asking, so I was just triple checking. And yeah, Apple is still holding a really, really good potential bullish bounce spot, so just be careful with trying to short that a little early. But yeah, they do have a really good potential. It almost looks like a bull flag, like Daffy just said.
Be careful, Leland. Tesla had a nice retest of opening price coming back up through pre-market high. See if it breaks that previous high. And you got yesterday high right above. I like that chart.
Alright, prepare for all the people about to roast me for my typing. Obviously I got clapped. Yeah, I saw it moved up higher. That's why I said if you do get a play, make sure you get a good contract with time, because you might have to go through one pullback. But it's not like it's completely invalidated, because I am watching tan above 82. But even 82 is not the level. It's just one of the levels. 83.10 is the level. So it's not completely invalidated yet, but yeah, rough start, definitely. Netflix toted up a little bit higher, Devin. Good stuff.
Yep, just now I guess see if we can get over that right here and take out that previous wick from open.
I'm really wanting to see Sylvia or Taylor's trade review on Neo today. I really want to see where they got in and out, because that was a pretty crazy move. They did have volume confirmation. Not saying it didn't, but that was wild. Microsoft pulling back, that was the one that had strength. Boeing still pulling back for anybody in runners. Yo, chill. Somebody just sent this to me about my typing. Sheesh. Never mind, I'm back. Glad to have you back, Bulwark. Who needs sleep, right? Account is 100% played spy puts. Wow, round of applause for Mohammed S. Beautiful job, man. Definitely don't expose yourself any further. If this is a really big thing for you, I would really just sit on your hands now. You've done exceptional. No need to keep risking. Okay, Tesla took small try here, short risking 185.60 hard stop.
All right, what I miss?
We had a further drop, but nothing too deep. It's still just above 394 on SPY. Keys are still around the 281s.
Apple's still holding previous day close, I see as well.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that. I said it was still holding your area. It actually looks more like a bull flag on the 5-minute now.
Yeah. 1000%.
Which, one thing that took away from that was the Microsoft pullback just now. They did pull back while you were gone a little bit more. So that's one thing that's kind of messing with it. But the fact that Apple's still holding is very impressive. So I do believe if we see SPY hold 394 here and get at least a short-term bounce, Apple can have a really, really good time holding this area. If not, though, we will probably see that break lower under today's low down to the previous day lows, like you mentioned earlier. See what we're doing, though, guys? We're planning for both sides. Even if you are more biased bullish, that's totally fine. I mean, don't be biased, but if you are a little more bullish than bearish, it's not the end of the world. But at least plan it out. So if something does happen, you're not completely blindsided. That's the whole point. It's literally playing front hand, back hand with candlesticks. If y'all know the Key and Peele skit.
Hey, Leland, on NVIDIA, so when you say looking ready, would you be looking for a break under the 157.50 now?
Good watch, Mel. I agree with what you just said. Though Tesla does have pretty good significant relative strength today.
Okay, got you. Kind of looks like it's making a head and shoulder on the 1 minute. If we do get that break below 157.50. High data, low day. Ooh. Just hit that 61.8, that 61.8. Nice. It's actually a really good setup.
Microsoft trying to hold previous day open. Very significant level for that chart. This will be good for Apple.
Oh, 100%. All right. I'm starting to see the ways.
The ways of the Leland Force.
Yeah.
He is a Jedi.
Seriously.
It's okay, Mel. I wasn't like judging you or anything. I was just pointing it out. It does have relative strength. I like your conviction. Because you're right. It doesn't matter. Apple is trying here. 100%. I think that
Yeah.
Microsoft short-term bounce is helping right now. Now we just need some follow-through. See if the king and queen want to play cards or not.
Breaking out now of that flag.
Damn, this song has no business going this hard. Ooh, nice scalp on AMD Marente. I just saw that. And DX Mac with the meta scalp. Oh, I see what you did. Okay. Even labeled all your levels too. Nice. XOK
Hey man.
flagging as well.
Yo, what happened to Roku?
What happened to Roku being at like 400 a share?
Yeah. Almost like 500, like 490, 76 was his high.
Yeah, that was probably one of the craziest pullbacks on like a decent stock in my opinion. That was pretty wild.
Sure does look like it, Leland. Looks like it's at the downside as well too.
Rente. Gotta make it look pretty.
I'm watching. I'm definitely watching Nvidia like a hawk. I actually want to see how this plays out on the 1 minute.
What level did he say to short?
Like around 157, like, cause that's when like the most previous low was made. I want to say at like 7:26 Pacific time, and so watching a break and then like a retest of that area to go short. Yeah, 157.50. It like basically tickled it.
All right, Apple, take us to the moon. To the mun. What song is this? I can link you the playlist. I have no idea. I'll go back to it so I can see. Oh, it's the one I like. Ikigai Moment. I'll link you the playlist, but it's the third one on the playlist. This whole playlist, by the way, I've stopped saying it, but the entire playlist I'm playing right now, it is made by a member, Viet. He made the playlist, but 5 or 6, or I think even 7 of the songs are actually made by him. So that's kind of why I like to listen to it, like to promote him. But here's the playlist link if anybody wants it. It's on Spotify. They might be on YouTube too, I don't know, but yeah, it's not a bad playlist to just kind of throw behind you because you don't really have to listen to it. It's like Japanese lo-fi, I guess.
Like we're getting a retest of that flag break on Apple.
Yeah, it looks like a good little reset counter for the move higher.
Yeah.
I'm still just staring at it as well. Might as well watch this. Spy's just holding the 394s and it bounced, so.
And Nvidia held that 157.50 area. That honestly looks like it's ready to go higher.
Okay, well I already... Yo, quit spamming our chat, random user. Remove.
3 girls in your city? Who in the hell?
How do I ban somebody?
Put him in timeout.
You put him in timeout? I was... Oh, you
I
did!
was like, where'd he go?
I reported him. Should be fine now.
Netflix making new high right here, but still under that previous wick. So keep an eye on that.
These are all self-drawn, Aiden. I draw every single level that you see on my screen. I do not use any indicators in any way, shape, or form. Well, I guess you could say I use volume. And I actually cheated. I'm using volume average, but I'm not even using the average line. I just did it so I can adjust my colors. No problem, man. To check out how I get these levels, Aiden, you can watch workshop number 11. It's the third most recent video on the channel. But that's the thing I've been using. It's just price history, really.
Reported for child abuse.
Blowing up when we were getting ads nationwide. Yeah. I have to constantly warn for fake Buellers, and I mean, even my mods are getting faked now. You'll have fake accounts that try to message you guys, and it's not even us. So definitely pay attention to who messages you guys. We definitely will not hit you up and ask about how much money you have and how you can send it to our accounts. We don't care about that. So definitely don't get faked out or get scammed, guys. But yes, as we've gotten more popular, they are trying to scam.
The links these people are going to just to make a quick buck out of somebody, it's shameful and just
and most of them do it for
ridiculous.
less. Most of them don't even make the buck. They just get banned before they get anybody.
Just like, why?
Leland, speak for yourself. You can send me all the money you want. That's funny. No problem, Aiden. Thank you for asking. Leland's like, LOL, just playing, but he's really not playing. Got $5. Test the pulling back with Amazon pulling back more. Good job by Mel pointing that out early on. Mel, you keep doing that, man. You're going to be a little chat celebrity in here. Yep, after I wrote my Discord yesterday, I got 3 Bueller and 1 Leland message. Jesus.
Dang, Leland. Leland got a fake. Yeah, that's the whole squad now.
Everybody's had it now.
Everybody.
Yeah, when I saw 2 fake J-Bakes, I was like, okay, this is getting overboard now. I was like, they're going way too deep with this.
Like D-Touch had a couple himself to you.
Yeah, D-Touch as well. It was like, what the heck's going on? One followed you on Twitter? How nice. Yeah, I will definitely never... It's hard for me to reach out first, but when I do, I almost promise you I'm not asking for money. Like, I mean, I will promise you I'm not asking for money. When I message people first, it's to check up on them. I do not care about getting your account info. But yeah, if you guys see that, guys, report them for spam, report them for impersonating. Send me a picture of their handle so I make sure I have them blocked and reported. Not like it'll help on Instagram, but Discord is pretty good about banning those accounts after about a 3-month period. So it's a very long time, but they do slowly weed them out. Twitter, I still have no idea how Twitter works, so I don't know if fake pages on there even get reported correctly or not. And I also don't know about YouTube. Good stuff though, Pike. I'm glad you didn't get scammed. I've seen some of you even mess with them.
Oh, we finally got Apple breaking under previous day close here.
A very bearish indication if they hold this, which is really
Yeah,
good
that
for
was
my boy Mel's short on Tesla.
a bear trap.
Very strong. Good
And
job,
Leland, we
Mel.
finally got the break on Nvidia back under that 157. Oh, my bad. What were you saying, Bueller?
No, I was just replying to Mel. Yes, Mel. Yes. I didn't think he was going to take any more trades, but he took a really good one. I mean, it was a little early, but he took a good risk reward. The way he trades, though, it's not early. I'm saying it from my perspective, but what he did was not early. Good stuff, though, Mel. Round of applause for my boy. Anybody still in Boeing? The runners are up a little bit more. Preach, Mel. Preach. That's a man that just trades his plan. Does not let outside noise affect him in any way, including me. Yeah, rest in peace, ears. My bad, Imran. I did clap a little close to the mic. Good stuff, though, Mel. Very happy for you. You're still in BA. Make sure to at least trim some, because you are kind of touching a very important level. Noves, Novs. This is a very important area. So if you have just one contract, you need to take profits. But if you have multiple, scale some there and try to see if you can make it to that further target. Move your stop loss closer. Therefore, you never go red on that trade again. Or at all. I don't think we were ever red on that trade. Strong break on Nvidia now. Great call out.
Yeah, I'm looking at Tesla right now, Leland. Like that. Dang, that makes like a lot of sense. It's like especially after the double top was formed and that outside bar definitely gave it more like conviction to the downside. But after seeing that break on the 1 minute and then like a short little retest, like yeah, that's gold. And the risk reward is definitely there too. A $1.30 drop. That's insane. Oh, now we got Nvidia coming back to test that pre-market high again.
The dollar's above 107. I'm actually surprised SPY hasn't fallen more with how hard the dollar's moving right now. In my opinion, we should already be at yesterday's lows on SPY. Oh, you said the hope word. Oh, don't use the hope word. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't trying to push you out of it, Noves. I was just checking up on you. Very happy to hear that you're in it. I also just like the bigger time frame TA more than the smaller. So even if you do get a pullback, I still like the risk reward on it.
Okay, we got Q's at pre-market low. Third test. If we hold here, we'd basically be making a triple bottom.
Good morning, Bueller. I just finished trade today and got 2 wins. I would love to ask your advice and opinions on my trade. I posted in your group chat on the main floor. I don't see it. Tag me. Also, I don't know what server you're in. Hold up, wait. I might have found it. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, let me know where you're at. Just give me a little bit of direction. But yeah, I'm very happy to look at it for you, or look at it with you. Mr. Pawn. Oh, I found you. Okay. Oh, nice. He's even okay, that's really cool. He's even taking advantage of the notes section on TOS. What a beast. But yeah, let me pull it up real quick. I'll start with this one. White background. Ow. My eyes. Alright, so he said, for me, I am not looking at the PML profit. Yes, for some guys it's small, but for me is big win. I followed my plan. Totally fine. One trade, 1 week DTE. I am focused on my execution, follow my plan and discipline to build a good habit. My size first, trade full size. Oh, okay, your first full trade that you got to win on. Second, decrease size to protect game, but still a setup that I was looking at. I also scale out in my first trade. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, I can kind of see your entry and exit. Okay, you're showing me on the different time frames. Oh no, these are same time frame, different trades. So you took a short here. Good positioning. I like that you waited till it had one rejection here, and then you got those wicks to pop up before getting in, because this does give you good risk reward, seeing that there is already one stop there or one resistance there. So very good job with entry. Exit, also a great job, because you didn't just wait to sell it at like a super low level. You actually sold it at a pretty good low. There was a pretty good level that they held about right here at 395.40. It looks about where you started trimming part of your position, so really good job scaling out efficiently. Your last two sales were very close together, so it looks like you were just trying to close it out. And good timing, too. It looks like you missed the extra drop, but overall, that was still a decent scale out. I like that you waited to get down to that recent support that we kind of started at today, so that's a very good exit. Let me see your second one. Let me see your notes. Nice. Okay, you really went in depth on this. Good stuff. And this isn't just good for like sharing to other people. It's just really good for yourself to kind of show yourself, okay, this is what I'm focused on this morning. And it's also good to reflect and go back on, because then you can be like, okay, well, this is what I was thinking earlier, in case you forget or you're just fuzzy the rest of the day. And let's see your second trade. So it looks like you had a really good support here. Good rejection. So you waited till after the rejection. This is actually a very strong retest entry, because you already have a good rejection of a recent support price was sitting on. And then I say passive because you waited for it not to just reject. You actually waited for multiple rejections and then for it to continue. So you actually got a really passive entry on both of your trades with pretty good risk reward, I have to say. I'd say stops were probably about right here, or maybe even at this high right here if you got into that trade. Let's see where you exited. It looks like you exited this candle, which great job, because like I said on your first trade, you don't want to just sell at a random level lower. You want to sell at a recent support that was bounced from or held, this being one of them, but you were entering here, so no need to sell again right there. And you waited till it got down to more of the support we had before, which is a great exit, because there's no indication that you are going to make it through that low, but you have a great indication that you at least try to go test it. So great work getting in at a really good spot with good risk reward, and great job not trying to hold your trade super long. Too many times do I see people try to hold past this and they don't make it that far, and it's because they're taking too crazy of a trade that's just not high probability. What you just did is very high probability. Continue limiting yourself to those trades. Very good job. That's essentially what Leland likes to look for on your second entry. He likes to look for that base. He likes to look for it to retest it, and then he likes to see it pull away from it, and then he gets in, because he has the most passive entry with really good risk reward, especially with some of that positioning. So great work, man. Round of applause to men. Mean men. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. And yeah, guys, Netflix is going crazy. Devin was really on top of that this morning.
So like Tesla chart too. You can hold this higher low, or
yeah, it is a good spot right above that today's open. They held that higher low there, and yeah, really good bounce spot if they don't break that support right there between those. I agree with that one a lot. And Apple did slightly invalidate, but they're trying to retake 141s again, so we'll see what happens here in the next few minutes. SPY just still battling it out with that 394 area. Like I said, guys, you'll probably get 1, 2, decent moves for scalps, But today is not one of those days that you need to be trading crazily. There is a lot of stuff coming out today. And we still have PAL in a couple hours, so no need to go crazy. Qs are testing pre-market low. Let me go see if you're on that. Yep, good job. Good job, Alif. Sonny
Yeah.
Diesel.
Testing for the 3rd time today.
Don't be greedy, Sonny. Be sure to take profits where you were intending to.
Yeah. Into that next higher day at the wick, if it doesn't pop through with crazy volume, it's a good spot. But right now we are getting increasing volume on the short-term time frame on Netflix. See if it transfers over.
Great job, though, Sonny. Glad to see that working out for you. You only have a quarter of your position left. Never mind. I'll shut up. You've already been scaling out. Great work, man. Need I say more?
Yep. 286 level hit nicely. We get through it. About 2 minutes and 36 seconds left on this 10-minute candle. We'll get some decent buyer volume come in. See how it finishes up.
That pina colada, Devin.
You like it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Alright, XOK, what are you doing? Still nothing. Very good call out early this morning, too, by Devin on Burke B in the financial sector, because that was definitely a drawdown for the overall market, falling so much, because they are an important weight. They don't his way even close to XOK, but they are very important weight. They're a top 5 weight. $20, $50, $80 are usually my profit marks. Oh, okay. Well, you have a system then. I won't push you any further. Just glad you have an established plan, a system, something to go off of consistently. That's exactly what I was looking for. So great job, Sonny Diesel. Round of applause to you, man. Not even just for your trade, for your discipline, for your preparation.
Netflix getting over that previous intraday high.
Dollar new high of day. Great call out, Nick. What's up, Keanu? Bueller does this daily. Boom.
We get over 286.40, we can hit 287 and 287.50 on Netflix. Got some short-term levels, a little gap fill there from about a week ago. Just finishing up on Netflix, and we have got that increasing volume.
Are they really going to go to 290 now? 287.50 is a good in-between level, but 290 is up there. That's wild. No, I did not see MMM. It's been a while since I've checked 3M. Honestly, at first when you typed it, I thought you were typing out market maker. Oh, nice. It looks like we did chart them a while back, drawing some support to resistance. Resistance, they broke over it, held it, failed to do anything past filling that gap right there, and now they're actually rejecting it to the downside. So it looks like if they can break whatever this support is, they should move lower for a bigger time frame. 121 to 121.90s. Basically a dollar range there. Oh, nice, Leland. He said he just cut NVIDIA for minus 7%. J-Bake. That's why I like trading like that. The entry level is the stop loss. That's also easy to remember.
Yeah, I took a loss on NVIDIA as well. It was 11% loss. I put my stop loss like right above the 61.8 fib area.
I think that was a good loss, though. I like what you are going for there.
Yeah.
Netflix slowing down. If you have anything left, I would probably look to limit what I had on exposure and create my stop loss at 286.
That makes a lot of sense.
Taking a back seat next couple weeks. Got a lot of non-trading work to do. Gonna stay here for support though. Appreciate that, Jonas. And yeah, I hope you get through that work, man, without stressing too hard or anything. Hope it's not that much extra stuff. But smart job though. You know, knowing you don't have a crazy amount of time to feel as prepared or as you know, comfortable with what we're looking at. It's smart to just kind of chill, kind of just sit back. I mean, the market's gonna be here when you're done, so. The upside down smiley face, that's a vibe. So here's a good question, Devin. When buying contracts, is it best to buy multiple contracts out of the money with lower delta, or buy one in the money with higher delta?
All right. So it depends how far out of the money you're talking. So, you know, when I look at my options chain, I only typically go 2 to 3 out of the money. But that higher delta could be a little safer depending on how much the stock moves. So if you have a stock that's only going to give you potentially, you know, 50-cent move, you're going to want that higher delta safer contract. If you have a stock like Tesla that can give you a, you know, $2-3 move, or something even better like SPY that can give you a $5 or $6 move some days, then those 2 or 3 out of the money contracts can give you way higher returns, but it's a little bit more risky. But the potential for the moves there versus if you're trading something that doesn't have the potential for the move. So it's all kind of situational.
Sunny D, so were you talking to Leland or me? And 287 on what? Leland was talking about NVIDIA. And also Leland's not in the voice call. Been said 1,000 times, but damn, what a great stream today. Heard that. Oh, he's talking about Netflix. Oh, okay,
Ooh.
my bad. That is on me. I was saying 287.50, but as Devin said, though, you probably want to start aiming around here.
Q's broke pre-market low.
Finally, some movement.
Yeah.
So yeah, tech probably pulling back a little bit on all tech charts. Apple not really moving too much. We'll see what they end up doing here. Microsoft did, though. They're almost back to today's open. Tesla flushing. Great call out, Sand Dollar. Yeah, $1 out of the money isn't too crazy. What you really want to aim for is a good gamma. The closer in the money you have, the better the gamma. And the most gamma increase you get is when you go from out of the money or at the money to in the money. Which gamma is what's fueling your premium increase. But you do want a good delta to theta ratio, but that's not as important on your scalps. But $1 out of the money, that is not bad at all. It also, like Devin said, depends on what you're trading. Because a $1 out of the money on NEO is a whole lot different than saying a $1 out on Tesla. Or SPY even. You know what, guys? Y'all seem to be in a great mood this week, and I'm in a great mood this week, so I'm going to give y'all something that is really impressive in this exact field when you guys are talking about options. If you guys want to take a really awesome quiz that you can take over and over and over as much as you want, this is purely about options. There's options math in there, Greeks, like literally everything. I think I have 50 questions in there, so be sure to go through that. I guess that's true too, Leland. Meta, new high of day. Oh my gosh. Great call out, Devin. That one's crazy.
Yeah, it had like a little 3 bar play there at on the 10 minute, right above or right at yesterday high, and just blasted. Netflix did hold that 285 level pretty well.
Yeah, Amazon holding 92 area, just curling right off of that, off a pre-market low here. And QQQs is reclaiming pre-market low. Had a short dip right under it, but we got an outside to inside bar play.
Even get some increasing volume on Meta now in the 10 minute.
Dang, Meta's just tanking. I mean, just is a tank.
Tanking.
I meant that in a good way.
Just put its helmet on and started running.
Seriously.
And like I said, that 285 hold on Netflix here is looking pretty good. See what that next 10 minute candle produces in about 2-3 minutes.
Taylor,
I don't like the.
you work for Ooh La La? This action on SPY is garbaggio. When I trade SPY, I don't trade same weeks at all. If it's Monday, I'll maybe think about doing a Friday, but I try my best not to trade contracts with disgustingly short amount of time. Especially when I'm just day trading, because sometimes I like to try and take it further. If I'm scalping, though, I try to aim for a pretty close expiration, because I know I'm not going to be sitting in it that long, man. But yeah, Raul, I posted it a couple comments up. You could see it above where Leland said, yeah, $1 out of the money on Tesla isn't really even out of the money. It's right above him. I mean, I just... When I put aggressiveness towards 0 DTEs, it's because I know that I'm speaking to a larger audience, and that larger audience consists of a majority of people who are still learning or growing or new or fairly new. So I like to push out the more passive approach rather than saying, yeah, you could totally handle 0 TTEs. You just got to be smart about your entry and exit. So for a more seasoned trader who knows what they're going for, like let's just throw somebody out there like Leland or Mel or J-Bake or Devin, I don't have to worry about them trading a 0 TTE because I know they have a plan. They know that that contract is burning alive as it's going. So if they don't get the move they want when they want it, they get out. They don't have to sit there and worry about it. So yes, you can make really good money on 0 TTEs, but you have to be really good with timing, and you have to understand you don't have much time. So that's the big thing. So that's why I push that message like that, just so everybody knows.
And one thing when I play 0 DTEs, I normally just play with like my max risk. So like if I'm risking like $100, if I'm okay with losing $100, like I'll only buy $100 worth of contracts. Like that way, in case like for whatever reason it does make a sharp move go against me, like it's not gonna it can go to 100, but I'm like losing like 1% of my account versus me like going in with like a bigger position size that's like 10% of my account, and that like bringing my account down by like 3-4%, you know, just because like the 0 DTEs, like you don't know like where it's gonna go or when it's gonna go either, because you can just sit there for like a good 30 minutes while it's just burning up your money. So it's definitely like always a good thing to like always like assess like what you're willing to lose, and then just like normally play with that, because you can still make good money with like $100. I mean, a 50% play, which is like not out of the norm on 0 TTEs, will still net you $50. So I mean, it's still a good trade all around. But yeah, it's just all about like assessing like what you're willing to risk and like what you're really wanting to lose on those trades.
I'm in at Netflix. I liked how that finished up. See if that gets over that previous wick.
Hey Leland, I'm looking at Amazon right now for potential calls. Like since it did have this base build here at like 92 to what is this 92.20, since it broke above that 92.20, uh would that be like a good area to like look for a possible like retest on the 1 minute to go long if we can get any like, you know, bullish signals right there. I also think that is on the 1 minute is like, yeah, that's like the 50% fib level on the 1 minute as well from this current move.
Okay, I didn't even see this. So let's go over a trade review. I was saying I wanted to see either Taylor or Sylvia's trade review on Neo just because it was crazy. You can see she took many trades on it, 3 trades, 22, almost 13, and almost 17% on her Neo trades. Let's check this out. So she said each trade is coded under a different color. Now that I did pull up price action on the 180-day 5-minute time frame and threw on 2 recent levels in orange because I didn't like that the large of a price gap between my emerging candle levels, given how high bulls had already carried price. Also, I started this account at $200 on Thursday of last week, so I used up my buying power pretty quick. So let's see what she says. So entry level here, broke, looking for scalps only, increasing volume on the 1 minute time frame. So she's definitely scalping on the 1 minute time frame. She's double checking with her 5 minute. She ends up getting in. I'm assuming her stop loss is probably around here where she found her fib from the 30-minute opening candle. But let's see what she says now. So trim 2 of 3 at 14%. Okay, nice, nice. Exited it fully at 22%. So that was that first trade we saw. Then she took another entry as it took a retest and a new high above that retest. High of day broke, increasing volume on the 1 and the 5-minute time frame. So basically taking the identical trade setup that she took here, but this one's even nicer because it actually pushed, held, and then pushed again instead of just, you know, continuously pushing. So she got out really good on an aggressive push here. She got out passively on another good passive entry here, exited at 12% with a good kind of shooting hammer popping up. And then she said exited fully at 16%. As the level hit out of the buying power, not risking profit. So very, very good. So she had one good trade, a second good trade, and then she got into a third final trade on the last leg of that, which I'd say this one was probably not as needed, a little risky, but I am glad you still you did it, you took your risk, and you got out early, so you didn't just sit there thinking, oh, it'll go to the moon. So I'm very happy with your trades. Good job. I like the fact you took this one because it was kind of early and aggressive. I like this one because it was really good, really passive. That was the favorite part about that one. And maybe this should have been where you were taking profits, was into this high, but you did have pretty good indication here, so you can't deny that. Really good job reading the price action, though, as it came available to you. Again, it's easy to sit here after someone's done trading and say, oh, you could have done this, you could have done that, you could have done this, but you can't do that. You can't be Captain Hindsight. So great job, though. Also kind of breaking down your thought process and that. So amazing job, though. Round of applause for Taylor on that trade. That was a really, really nice trade. On one of the biggest gainers on the market today, Neo, up 17% still at this moment.
Rick B retook yesterday low. That's pretty good for the market.
Oh, my bad. Okay, you took 5 trades. Oh, no, I see what you're saying. Never mind. Yo, look at the emoji uses by Devin. Those are kind of cool looking. Can't read what they are. They don't have codes like on Discord. Good stuff, though, Devin.
Looking at Amazon. Oh, true that. I think it's still holding this, or it's just like right below the GP.
287 hitting on Netflix, kind of getting into that gap fill from about a week ago. See if we can push hard through that 287.50 level Josh was talking about. Spy back at that pre-market low. See if you can retake 395.20. That'll be looking really good. Netflix popping 287. Let's go. You're still in contracts. This would be a great time to scale out to your last one or take all your profits. It's a $4 move since yesterday high. Pretty good move on Netflix. Meta slowed down against 112. See if it holds. Yesterday high could give you a potential retest.
And yeah, Meta gassed all the way back up to the next level, slowing down now. Apple's still having trouble actually giving up that area. Tesla broke a little lower, potentially losing a very significant level on Tesla here. This is today's, wait, yeah, this is almost today's open. If I go actually market, 182.50. Potentially losing that level. SPY went back up, retested 395, which if you guys remember, this is where we were looking at for break belows. We ended up getting the sellers taking control. We've now seen a low and another low hit at the 394s, and they've pushed from that low in an aggressive manner, and now they're retesting the level in which they fell from. So what can we take away from that? We know that another good buyer move can happen above 395.25 as well as today's open, so we're going to keep eyes on that area. And a new break below today's low is what we can look for, but in reality, you really just want to wait until we break yesterday's lows for a more passive trade to the downside. So now we have a pretty clear range, just like we did at open. This is actually a very clear range today, as well as where we are now. So as price moves, so will we. We will adjust. That's what you want to look out for the next couple hours. Like I said, though, probably going to test both sides of the range with the Powell meeting, unless he has just, nothing damaging to say. But thank you guys. We just did 125 likes. I appreciate the amount of support you were all giving. Thank you guys so much. Seriously, that is a ton of likes. Thank you guys. And good stuff, Sonny Diesel. Glad to see you catching a huge base hit, or not even a base hit. That was a home run.
Yeah, Netflix at last target, Sonny. Not that I want to tell you what to do, but definitely pay attention. Have a plan out.
Yeah, 287.50 is definitely a key area in between the breakout and 290, so definitely not a bad take profit spot if you are someone like Sonny who still has one. Great job though, man, continuing to hold. Glad that kept pushing for you. Tesla still losing support of losing the support of a very good area. Amazon rejected its today's open. Okay, good job then. He moved his stop loss up. I don't even need to worry about you then.
And that's the beautiful thing about a stop loss, because if it does keep running, you stop yourself out and keep moving it up. Netflix getting over 287.74 right now. Meta's still holding up decent. Apple and Microsoft seem to try to hold. Amazon holding at that pre-market low. Yesterday closed, yesterday low.
Tesla 14-put lotto contracts closed for 34% gains. Round of applause for Sand Dollar as well, catching a very nice home run. Good job.
Netflix has filled all of that gap from the left there from the last week. So we're looking good. We might hit that 290, Josh.
Good. Good.
Holds over this 286.80 area. Or 87.80.
What's up, Suno? Very nice watch.
Beginning of time. The lines go back to the beginning of time.
How far back? Oh, that's what you're answering. How far back do you support and resistance lines go? Previous day or the day they were created? Well, it depends what level you're asking about. So, and if you watch workshop number 11, definitely review it. I think Leland just tagged you in it as well. But a lot of my short-term levels are literally just from previous day or high or low of pre-market. That's it. I take the open, the high, the low, the close of the previous day, and I take today's open, the pre-market high, the low. Some of them I don't add every day because, you know, there might already be a level there from my other levels, which I'm about to show you. If you go back out to the daily, I just have a bunch of emerging candles is what I call them. Green, basically in short, it's green candles pushing new highs. They're like little break spots, and you see I don't add the tops of reds. But sometimes if I have a large range, like right here, because it's not really fair to be like, all right, guys, above 363, aim for 366. You know, we can add a fib in between, and all I'm doing is, where's my halfway point? What the heck? Okay. Add the halfway point. And then you have another level there. So we're basically just using levels of history, price history, combined with those short-term levels to give us this, I'm not even going to say high probability. They're very accurate, but just a very good system of finding good levels is really all you're looking for. And then we navigate with volume, candlestick patterns, any kind of price action, confluence with other tickers. You know, I'm not just going to be looking at SPY. Let's say I was trading Apple. Well, then I'm going to want to check Microsoft. I'm going to want to check XLK. I'm going to want to have confluence with those two. Therefore, I have a higher probability of a successful outcome taking that trade as it's breaking a certain level or going a certain direction. In short. But that video is a lot longer to give you a lot more in-depth review of what to look for, how to find it. But definitely check out that video when you have time. It's probably my best video. I've put a lot of hard work into that video. I don't normally plan out my videos. I normally just kind of one take or two take them. Kind of just talk about what I want to cover. But that video, I legit sat down and planned how I wanted to say things, what I wanted to talk about, and in what order. So definitely check that out. But good question, though. Thank you for asking.
VA went up and perfectly tested your entry point, rejecting. Now it's coming back down to retest the new low a day.
These dojis on SPY, brr. Yeah, definitely potentially giving us. And what does a long-legged doji mean, or a doji mean, for anybody who's been around me for a long time? What do these represent, and what information are we really getting out of them? What are they telling us to look for? What's to come next? Anybody who's been around me for a while. Before I just go handing out answers. All out of the puts. The last wiggle was good for an additional 100. Good stuff, Sand Dollar. Exactly. Indecision. A sandwich. The buyers and sellers are even. Like Fantastic John said, wait. I mean, he said a little more aggressively, but wait. What you want to look for next is more decision. That's all a long-legged doji or doji stand for, is indecision. Great answer, everybody. Even if you were around me, weren't around me, great answers. A decision for the indecision. Gotta wait to see the move after. Exactly. Great answers, everybody. Great work. Seriously, I'm very happy to see all these correct answers. That's what I'm talking about. Jesus, Netflix, I just saw what you said.
Yeah, it's about to begin increasing volume on the 15-minute candle to candle.
I was just kidding. You don't have to go to 290.
Got 2 more bucks.
Let's see how far off my halfway level was. I said 287.50 was a good halfway, kind of in between level to aim for. Let's see how far off that is. 287.47. You can't be much closer than that. Why is it doing that? It erased my 50%, and now it's like... Okay, there we go. Okay, so I was off. I was off by $0.50. I was not right on it. That was the golden pocket. Thank you guys for so many likes on the stream today. Thank you all for being here. We had so many good call-outs, so many good setups, a lot of great messages today, great questions. Today's definitely been another great stream for the books. And this is the only week we will be doing public streams. This is normally something I do privately to just certain groups. But very happy to kind of expand the horizon and see how many people are truly interested in this. It looks like a lot of you guys really do like the stream, so I appreciate the amount of support. Like I said, whether we have 13 people or 1,300 people in here, I don't care. We're going to be here, we're going to stream, we're going to grow, we're going to work together. Talk about good levels with reasoning. We don't raise sheep, we only raise leaders. To follow the streams after this week, you have to be a member of one of the Discords that have these streams, which I'll probably drop a link to a few of them on Friday. But one of them is mine, one of them is Option Sandy, TWR with Chuck Fu, and then Keanu. So there's about 4 different servers you can join in to get these streams. For more questions, of course, you can hit me up on Twitter or whatever you guys know me on. I'm basically Bueller Trading on any social media. Netflix got some milk.
Q's trying to make a move back up to high of day.
Holy meta. 113 push. They got smacked.
This is what Apple wish it could do.
If Google pops 96.12, it could get going. And if Amazon, Microsoft, and Apple pick up, it's going to be really good for SPY. And we can start drifting up towards that 396.20 and 397.
What a candle. That's wild.
And Tesla's still holding a good spot, so it could catch base. Nice, 280%. That's crazy. Good job.
$280%. Dang. That's what's up, Sonny.
Wait, how much did you say?
He got 280% on his last contract in the momentum.
Dear Lord.
Yeah.
I like that you said not be greedy, because, yeah, that's insane. 280%. Like, you can't even actually, like, do that in your head. Like, that's huge. That is a gigantic increase. Great job, Sonny. Definitely try to not take any other trades today, because I feel like a lot of our worst trades come after our best trades. So just from personal experience, you know, take your break. But dude, insane job on a day that really only had a few insane movers. You found one of them, so great work. Great mention by Devin today. Good find on your own as well. This was one of the few that me and Devin liked right it open, and then Devin was very persistent with it. Baba, dude, Jesus Lord. Neo finally coming back.
That wick on Meta's pretty ugly.
Yeah.
Getting some seller volume coming in. More volume than opening candle almost. See what that shakes loose. Uh-oh, fresh haircut. There you go. I'm due for one of those.
An expensive haircut. Up 30% on Netflix. Good stuff, Naves. Yeah, we are getting some selling pressure with the top wick. Volume's still decent. It's nothing low, nothing crazy big either. You've been waiting on Netflix since they dipped under $2.99. Well, good patience then. Yeah, because that definitely took some time to build support after that dip they had. It takes a serious amount of patience. Right now, Microsoft's rejecting the previous day open, but they're still above current day open. So this is their short-term range to look out for on Microsoft, queen of the market. Good job on Boeing for anybody still in shorts on that one. Like I said, this is a great take profit range for anybody who's just day trading it. Computer crashed. It's all those gains, man. You had too many gains, Mel. Your brokerage just exploded in your computer. I'm glad you're back, though.
$0.80 off, Josh.
What was?
80 cents off Netflix. Now it's 70.
Oh,
Blasted.
290. Dear Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's 290, that's a bit overbought.
Way overdone.
That's why I got that in between level, because I was like, all right, I'm not gonna tell people wait till 290. I'm gonna be mature. I'm gonna tell them an in between level. That's crazy though. Still very cool to see. And this is when you look back, Diesel, and you don't go, oh man, I wish I held. This is when you look back and you go, damn, I'm glad I'm out.
Can do crazy things is all you can say. Can't predict any moves like this, but it can happen.
You caught most of that move too. It's not really something I'd look back on and be like, damn, I wish I got just that little bit more. Like, no, you did perfect.
That's a good example of why you wait on confirmation to short something, because you never know when it's going to stop going up.
That buying pressure is nuts. That's the third most up on my watch list. If you don't count Baba and Neo, it's up the most, with Meta in second.
How's Disney doing? Does Disney get anything off of this?
They got a little good push off that kind of base they had from their low of day. They never broke low of day again. They held their previous day low, and they've just been bouncing since then. So not as crazy as Netflix, but still a good recovery.
I just kind of have a long-term idea on like 10 years from now, like Disney's just going to be much higher because it hasn't got any value on its streaming service. When the streaming service came out, it hasn't moved much, and they still got the parks and everything else.
Plus Bob Iger's back, boy.
You're right. So I like it.
Have a
All
great
right,
day,
so
Diesel.
have a great day.
Yeah, Meta does have some top pressure now. Mel, I agree. It's kind of rejecting that next level. What is that next level? Oh, I gotta go far for this one. Okay, it's not from over here. Where did I get 113.21 from? Oh, 112.21. I was looking right at it and I didn't even notice. There she is. Okay, so I grabbed an emerging candle from the... I'm guessing this is the weekly, and that's why it's offset. Yeah, I did. There's just too many levels in that far left, but 112 is an emerging candle from the weekly time frame back in January of 2016. That's that important level that we're rejecting right now. I just had to go double check because that was pretty significant how we popped above that, and now we're actually fighting under it. So I'd say if there is a pullback from here, it's most likely looking to at least 111.15, possibly 110.90s for Meta. And you might not see that all in one drop. You might see it do like a little bit of a pattern here in between and then reach that level. But yeah, we are approaching lunchtime in the New York time era, so a lot of people are going to be slowing down on volume. SPY rejecting the current day open and the 61.8 fib. Good call out. And yeah, I don't have it marked just so I try to keep the chart a little less noisy, but you are correct. We are exactly rejecting that exact level you typed out. Great work, Kid83. Beautiful job. Out of 2 contracts, locking some small 10%. Good stuff, Mel. Sniping them. Glad, oh, I didn't even see what you said before. Glad it did, or I would have taken that loss on Meta. Still in the short. Okay, nice, nice. When the computer crashing actually helps you. Rare.
Ooh-wee. 30 cents away for 290.
I just realized the music isn't playing. Brain fart.
Novus, good scalp on Netflix there.
51% gain. Huge hit today, Nav. Great work, man. Out of the SPX call, 10%. Good stuff, Ziri.
All right, I gotta get going. Good talking to everyone in here. See you guys all tomorrow.
It's good to have you in here, J-Bake. Have a great rest of your day, man. We'll have you in here again tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Daily on Netflix is getting over a decent level. You can confirm there end of day. I guess it might go back towards 300 after a little retest. Google still hasn't got over that 96, but it hasn't sold off. I don't think too much more before J Powell says something.
Yeah, we're literally just still in range, just like we thought. SPY's rejecting today's open again. It's basically back to zero.
Berg B's back under yesterday low, so that's definitely what's pulling some strain on SPY. Same with XOM, not very up like the rest.
Good risk reward from that spot too, Mel. That's a today's open rejection. Pretty good room down to 395. They break 395, yeah, more, but that's a pretty good target for short-term recovery. AMD squeezing super hard.
Look at something crazy. 15-minute volume on Netflix on that last candle.
Pike, check Discord. Messaging you right now.
You got some increase in volume with like Microsoft, Apple, Qs, Tesla, SPY on those last 10-minute candles with decreasing seller volume right now, and these candles could be setting up nice.
Good stuff, Daffy. You got another 70% trade on XSP. Pretty impressed with how Apple held today too, because they did break a good area, but then they ended up holding the low of day. Still haven't broken anything above, but still really good recovery.
Microsoft back at that pre-market high. I'm just sitting here speechless watching the chart. Don't mind me.
Which one? Netflix?
Yeah. $291.50.
Jesus, dude. Very smart, Mel. And yeah, after taking so many trades, you know, it's hard, you know, to stop yourself. It's like you need someone there to like physically take your hand off. But overall, man, you know better. You're not dumb. You know, you're smart. Stop yourself. You've already taken a pretty, I'm not even gonna say crazy amount of trades. You're taking trades to your own trade plan, so I'm not even gonna say that. But you know, slow down. There's no need to continue pressing it. There's always gonna be more price action, right? I also don't know how many you normally take, so I can't be like, oh, you're over trading, but definitely limit
Yes.
yourself.
Some institutions picking up some Netflix today, that's for sure. Volume's going crazy.
RSI is over 78 on the daily. Yeah, she's probably gonna slow down soon. be even funny though if the market starts popping.
Right. Market pops, Q pops, the retest never comes.
Then Netflix is at 300.
That'll chop for another couple weeks.
Sorry, Rowdy. If it makes you feel any better, I can pull up your trade if you want. And guys, I do not promote any Forex groups. I cannot stand even hearing the word Forex. But my boy Rowdy here is one of the few people I have seen that's actually pretty cool, actually knows what he's talking about, and actually takes trades on it and stuff, and doesn't act all scummy and stuff. But he made almost 40, and sorry for not using your terms, Rowdy, but he made 40 bucks on here. I don't know how many pips that is because I just don't know. But he said, recently moved from MT4 to MT5 as the platform is generally just better. Closed half with the stop move. So he's still in partially, moving his stop loss. But let's see what he did here. So here's his whole entire chart. You can see the initiating range he's looking at. He's looking for a breakout. Got a bunch of good fibs there. I'm going to close that one. And then he has this whole trade plan typed here. So price needs to hold control of supply and demand zones. Dollar needs to hold the demand zone. So he's in a demand zone. He needs to see it hold for him to actually see that bulls are more enticing than getting into a short if it ended up breaking. He said that was a 50 pip play and a runner stopped out at 25 pips. So there you go. Straight from the source. He said break over here for a long push. I like that you kind of got in for like a passive entry, you know, seeing that it's in demand. So you're playing kind of like what Mel's been showing people today, is buying with good positioning, knowing where your stop out is, knowing that you have less room to stopping out, but you have more room for profits. So good risk reward on that. But he said mental target stop moves 10 pips below if broken. So he ended up pushing all the way through. Here's his previous day close. That's what PDC stands for. And he said main target with order set. Ended up hitting that perfectly. Great job, too, kind of scaling out at the end of your position, seeing that it reversed on you a little. So great work getting out of that with good profits and with good reasoning, man. Seriously. You were an eagle with price action. His levels are untouchable.
It just shows that price action can be used in Forex market. It can be used in commodities. It can be used in trading
crypto.
video game stuff.
Price action does overlay on multiple markets, that's for sure. No problem, Rowdy. I've always said in the future I'd love to get a channel set up for like you and Daffy, just to kind of post y'all's currency charts, or just, you know, for you or whatever. But also to have you in one of these streams or something one day. That'd be really cool to go over currencies and maybe even commodities or something with you in here. So we can definitely do that for the future. Sorry you keep getting phone calls, but I did want to at least look over your trade because I thought it was really nice. Really good demand buy. What did I say this morning, guys? I said we'll most likely trade in between this gray area for a long period of time today, and we are 2.5 hours into the open, and we have still not made a move outside of this range. And this just goes to show you guys, price action is king. Again, every day in here, I talk about what are the highest probability scenarios, and I'm not going to say every time we hit, but most times we are pretty correct on what we had in our thought process before the market opened, just based on the bigger time frames. Again, it's not easy. It takes time to get, you know, kind of that eye for looking at price action in a certain way. But definitely helpful. Plus, kind of tagging along the point that we have so many pieces of data coming out today, as well as Powell speaking here in about an hour and a half. So, and I'll probably end stream here in about a 10-20 minutes or so. We'll let all that junk come out. We'll let it move the markets. We'll see if we like anything afterwards. That would be sick, Rowdy. I've always wanted to have you on here. I just wanted to do it in good due time. It'll definitely be a public stream in the future if I do it with you, just so we can show as many people how you look at things. Heading out, have a good day. Have a great day, Taylor. Not from the south, but typing out y'all. Ohio is that northern state that was supposed to be in the south. You say y'all, Devin?
Yeah.
Damn straight you say y'all. No problem, Ray. Glad you liked it, man. And before I end the stream, I will go over SPY one more time just to cover what are the scenarios we're looking out for. But you guys should already be pretty well informed on what I'm going to say, just because it's basically the same information we covered this morning. But I will do that before we close the stream. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit more before closing it up. Do we have any other questions or any other tickers anybody wants me to look at, or any other just pieces of info they want to drop? It doesn't even have to be a question. If you guys just have something you wanted to put out there. Yeah, pretty crazy week of streams, though. We had a very, very long stream yesterday, a pretty decently long one on Monday. I'll probably have a really long one again tomorrow, not gonna lie. Is this stream a regular occurrence? I'm new here and the stream is mad helpful. Thank you, Casa, for saying that. Appreciate that. Yes, this is a normal occurrence. It's just not normally public. This is the 1 week I'm doing it public. Normally we just do private streams for different Discord groups. I'll link up and I just stream and I link it to all their servers. I don't really even know how many traders I'm linking it to. But this has definitely been nice to do a public week. Therefore, we can expose ourselves to more people, to just kind of seeing how we trade. You know, I think a lot of people can grow and adapt with the style I like to chart, with the style that I like to trade. And there's so many different ways of trading it. You know, you can be aggressive, you can be passive, you can be like a supply-demand type trader. I mean, there's so many different ways of taking trades with just these levels. I mean, essentially, I am drawing supply and demand. You know, it just lines up a little differently. But yeah, price history is king. Devin, you and these, like, reactions today. I don't even know where you're getting some. Oh, they're all from here.
Yeah, they weren't there before. Now
Yeah, I've never seen these before. This is definitely my favorite one.
Google getting to that level slowly but surely. Some volume comes in, we could get a little bit moving, but we're also kind of about an hour and a half away from the Fed. So got that.
Everybody's typing the reactions now. Some of them they're just so colorful. Like, they didn't have these before. They had all the boring ones, but these are actually kind of cool to look at. Face, fuchsia, tongue out. What? Goat found bee. Oh, here's what you could post when the market's dying. You'd be like, game over. That's pretty good. Alright, I'll stop spamming chat. I just thought those were really colorful.
Hey, Loax, I think Mel does a little aggressive scalp, so he probably just set up that, you know, Netflix is very overextended at a very good level and took a trade probably with his risk reward. You know, he's got his out and just, you know, looking to see if he can get his little move.
Which can only be done once you've looked at this stuff enough. This means Mel is actually a pretty decently seasoned trader, because you can't just look at this and be like, alright, I'm going to short. It does take time to kind of get, not just aggressive, but be confident with your aggressiveness, because that is a very high risk reward trade for him. Yes, it could move up a little more, but since it's already moved up so much, just in short, of course, his short does have a really good probability of giving him some room to the downside just because of the increased movement. But he knows this. He knows his risk. He knows that if it goes back above here, he's out. He's not even going to let it hurt him. It's just how he trades. It's the risk reward he's liking. Like Devin said, he liked that it rallied very hard and pushed above levels we didn't even think it would reach. And now that it's there, it's a pretty decent spot for an early short again. But this is just how Mel trades. And this is, again, you know, and just coming from me, I'm not even saying you're doing the stable hacks, but a lot of people will see stuff like that and they'll be like, oh, you're dumb. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about, you know, talking to Mel. And it's like, no, you just don't understand how he likes to trade. That's just how he likes to trade. That's his style. He understands everything about it. Don't judge. You know, so you and me have to do the same thing, stable hacks. We just have to stick to how we like to trade. Which, what I said, though, makes sense, though. Mel looked for a good spot. You know, he's not making anything up. But sometimes you'll see people act like that, and it's just ignorant. I'm not saying you were doing that, but just pointing it out. Some people act like that, and it's just like, dude, shut up. Mel's been very open with a lot of his trades, a lot of his entries, a lot of his exits, and more power to him. I respect him for that. I don't even know who Mel is. I've never met him in my life. I think this is the first week I've ever spoke to him. Exactly. It's all about personal preference. Some people like to be more passive, wait for certain things. Some people like to be aggressive, take certain bounces, take certain entries.
It's really just about finding your system and sticking to it. You know, don't, like Josh has mentioned before, don't jump around system to system, indicator to indicator, thinking they all, like, there's not, like, all of them work with good discipline. You just have to pick the ones that work for you.
Mel, are you speaking in third person? Mel's alright. He's an okay guy. And yeah, Leland also adding on to that as well, finding more reasoning. I'm really just ready to see where are we going after this PAL meeting.
Hopefully it's a nothing burger. All right, so Google's finally getting to that 96 level. See if we can get over that. Microsoft back over its pre-market high.
It's an art form, exactly. I love you guys here, not only showing percentage gain or loss, but you guys and members here actually take time to explain, analyze, and give advice of your audience's trade. Never seen a group like this. Yeah, man, I don't like to judge too hard. I mean, we can always give constructive criticism, but I see the positive reinforcement as a way bigger way of growing than any other way. But thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate that a lot. That really does mean the world to me. That's my entire focus, is I don't want it to be like a spoon feed type stream. I don't want people to think, all right, only follow what Devin and Josh are saying. I want it to be a place where people can come in, join in on the fun, give their own info, take in extra info from others. And that's what this is, an open floor. Thanks for saving me from that house fire, Mel. You're a real one. Netflix showing good volume on the reverse. I like it consolidating here for the drop, but it can pop. Exactly. See, guys, he understands his risk reward. You're in the epicenter.
Google finally getting over 96.
It's crazy seeing Google under a triple digit.
Amazon's still going the opposite direction. Same with Apple. Tesla. Exit range.
Everything ranging kind of as expected. We did have a couple good movers outside of range. Tesla's actually wanting to go lower by a lot. Very nice red candle on that one. Amazon not seeing that exact red, but still red. I was gonna say, aren't you still shorting Tesla, Leland? I know you were saying you wanted it back at open or to break open with a significant candle. Looks like you got it. Ever done total immersion foreign language experience? I have no idea. If I have, I didn't know I was. That's how this group feels. Best way to learn. When your brain stops hurting physically, you're ready to start talking. No, I've never done that. That sounds very intimidating though. Been waiting impatiently. Just trim my re-entry at 12%. I've scalped 6 to 10% on Tesla a couple times now, trying to get this gap fill. Good stuff, man. Kind of getting in and out, giving yourself that extra push. Nothing wrong with this 20% Netflix and out. Love it. Great work, Mel. Round of applause for Mel again, everybody. Mel's really trader of the day today. I can't even find Netflix. There it is. Great leadership too, Mel, giving us that insight while you were in the trade as well.
The one making a new low a day.
Mel, are you my twin or something? You just like can't take credit. Good stuff, man. A humble little beast. Alright guys, I'm going to do one more breakdown on SPY, and then I think I am going to end the stream there. We have about an hour and 20 minutes before Jerome Powell starts speaking. But let me give you all the insight on what we're going to be looking for on the smaller and the bigger time frames. Where am I at? Here we are. Alright, so smaller time frames, guys. I've been saying most of today that we'll probably range trade between today's open ever since we took this drop. We'll probably range trade between today's open and yesterday's lows. We are doing just that still. So main range to watch is that before we break out. So if we break today's open here at about 395.50s, this is a great short-term signal for bulls, but they have 396, 396.40s, and the pre-market high and the previous day high all in very close intermediate range. So you have to be very wary of those as well. The big thing would be to break out above 397.30s for more bullish movement going into the the next few days. And then the big thing for bears would be to break 392.64. So we're kind of in a larger range. So I'm giving you the short term, the mid term, and then here's the long term. As you can see, 392.60s, and then the pre-market high is kind of what we're stuck looking at. Go out to the daily time frame though. If we do end up if we do end up holding here, and we can crack above 398.50s to go potentially penetrate and get into this gap fill here, then this does give them a chance to retest the 403s. Above 403.50, we can look towards trying to start filling the bigger gap that we have above our head here. And then to the downside, let's also remember we want to cover both sides of the story. Never just look at one. We have this 392.60s, which you just saw me show in the smaller time frames on both of the charts. As if we break that, then we're going to be looking towards 390, possibly 388. And if we can break 388, there's a good chance we end up breaking the 387.50, 387s. And this gives sellers a chance to potentially go fill the bigger gap that we have below. So we have a gap above, a gap below, and we also have smaller moves below and a smaller move above. So there's a couple things to look for. Big thing that could happen after the Jerome Powell meeting is nothing. We could have nothing come out and it just stays right here, and then we have to focus on taking bounce plays. We're still kind of paying attention to the short-term levels before paying attention to the bigger range that we have on the bigger time frames. So we have to be very careful. But overall, this is what we're looking at for SPY going into the bigger time frame and the smaller time frame. Regardless of what comes out of this meeting, now you have an understanding of what's possible for both bulls and for bears. Therefore, you're not sitting here getting slapped. But feel free, guys, to hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, wherever you know me at, wherever you know me on. I'm normally just Bueller trading everywhere. In case that you want to drop any extra comments or you have any other questions or anything from this public week of streams that we're doing. But we are going to hit it hard tomorrow, everybody. I'll probably do another 4+ hour stream tomorrow. I'm not even going to try to lie there. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Again, if you have any other questions, feel free to DM me, reach out. It's free to reach out. But I'll see you guys later on. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for the amount of engagement, interaction, support, everything. I mean, it's a flood of support, really. And I'm really just very proud and honored that I have a group of people here in this YouTube chat that are not just ready to learn and hungry to grow, but actually are mature and ready to continue on no matter what kind of moves hit us. So I do appreciate each and every one of you. I really do mean that. So thank you guys if you've been kind of adding into the streams and supporting and everything. I appreciate all of you. But please drop a like on the stream. You guys already destroyed my goal of 50 likes, so I don't really need to ask for more. But I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.